Hello, Internet. Welcome to Drunken Dragons, where we play D&D and the stakes have never been drunker. I would just like to say that that's like, what, 4 times in a row now?
You're getting
Yeah.
pretty well.
I know.
I'm getting good. It only
I'm
took
just
a
saying
year.
that it's going to be a dumpster fire when you do fail. It's going to be epic.
Oh, it's going to be real bad. It's not going to be English anymore, and I won't be able to get, like, English out.
Yeah.
So before we get started, like normal, we have our thank yous and announcements. Our first big, huge thank you and shout out is to our own Mr. Producer, Neil P. _voiceover in the chat for all of the amazing character art you see. He also does all of our emotes, our pre-show, post-show screens. He is amazing, and we love him so much. And would buy him a soda if I had money, but I don't. So instead, you should go watch him on his channel as well. We'd also like to thank Sirenscape, who I do pay money, so I don't have anymore. But they do provide all of our audio support, and they now have an online client with nothing to download. So it's a lot easier to use. You just shoot your players a link, and they can listen to their music right off of the browser. So you should definitely check them out. I think it adds so much to a game. This Sunday, it will be me back with Plants and Cats and Plants and Cats and Plants and Cats and Plants and Cats. I'll be playing Strange Horticulture again. Well, getting drunk on blueberry crumble sour.
So tasty.
It's real good. I really like it. So now, with that housekeeping done, let us dive into Critical Role Call of the Netherdeep. Insert opening sequence we don't have here.
I will get that gong one day.
Excellent. Yes, good. Thank you. Thank you.
A wall of gongs behind you.
So last time, while camping, Nevi was awoken in the middle of the night after a strange dream to find a large Chernabog-esque outline, except with plants. Lots of plants and flowers and happy little fey creatures hopping around. And confused, Nevi asked about who this was and why they were there. And cryptically was given the response that if they could find her, that meant that the others could, and they could not stay very long because they didn't want to give away her location. And then disappeared, but didn't make her way back to camp. Ended up just knocked out in a field of flowers, which then it took a while for everyone to find. Like a long while after a series of super botched rolls. But eventually, Nevi was found, and the ominous message passed on, concerning most, but also intriguing a few about the origins and if they truly are nefarious. They also all arrived finally at Bazazan, and in doing so, gained a level, so now we're level 5. But before they gained the level, they had a fight with a bunch of skin blobs with eyes and teeth that spat acid and blinded poor Lilith. Fine.
But everything's fine.
It was a bit of a hard one fight that would have been a lot worse if it was not for the help by the task hand at Bazzoxan, Varen Thalis, who then asked the group to meet him back at the barracks at nightfall to have a further conversation about their business in the city. They then, of course, went to the nearest tavern to get blackout drunk, because that's what you do whenever you're adventurers and you have a hard battle, is you get blackout drunk in a tavern. But in doing so, they ran into their previous acquaintances. I don't know if friends are quite the word yet, but on their way there, and had a conversation with Ayo's group. Ayo's group. I'm sorry, I said her name wrong according to you. They also met a strange tiefling by the name of Question, who had a long and thrilling, titillating, exciting, definitely fast-paced conversation with Dr. Ray about fate and strings and magical vibrations. They also had a conversation with a mysterious elf by the name of Aloisa, who was looking to delve into the Betrayer's Rise, which backdrops the city, in search of what she believes is a sacred site hidden deep within the Betrayer's Rise. After that conversation, the group realized it was getting to be twilight and it was time for them to head back to the barracks. And here we are now, headed back to the barracks to have a question with Tascan Varanthalis at level 5. Level 5.
2 attacks. 2 attacks.
Oh no.
I've waited so long for this.
So, as you all approach the barracks themselves, you can hear that from just outside. It's filled with the sounds of chatter. You hear voices shouting orders, clanging of metal, even at this later hour. You see armored Royal Watch soldiers going about their business. You see some performing drills even in the evening light and sharpening weapons, repairing armor, things of that nature.
Do we see Theron anywhere?
You don't see him immediately outside, no. You do see like the main entrance door. You're currently like outside in kind of the yard area.
Well, these, as Kaneen had eloquently put last time, gentlemen that are out here training are well, to put it politely, worthless. So head to the door and meet up with Theron. I'm really tired. I need my sleep, but you know it's been a very long. I'm still young. I have to get to bed soon.
It's okay. I am still drunk.
Oh, wonderful.
So, not gonna do the talk.
That would be a
We're
first.
square. No talk.
Right. So, to the door.
Okay. You all head up to the door, and as you approach, one of the soldiers comes like jogging over to you all. A younger man, seems half elven in stature and build, probably in his like early 20s, 20, maybe 21 max. And kind of like a light leather armor. Oh, Taskhand told me you all were coming. You're the Lady A-holes, right?
Yes, the one that saved your asses.
I wasn't there. My ass was on.
Oh, so you were sitting around doing nothing. Oh, I get it. It's fine. It's
Hi.
fine.
We are indeed the Lady A-holes. We're a little tired, a little punchy. Pleased to meet you.
It has been a long day. I got shit spit in my eye.
Well, your name is apropos. Taskhand is right this way.
Thank you.
And he leads you into the barracks. You do pass by a couple of different areas, including a kind of like loud mess hall that you can see a bunch of tables and very plain wooden chairs, and soldiers in there relaxing. You see like a couple of like dice games and card games going on in there. But eventually he leads you to a small room and this like sparsely furnished looking office, where Varen is standing towards the back at this circular table, covered with maps of Bazazan. He looks up at you all. Oh, excellent. You're just in time. I hope you've had a restful evening after that difficult battle.
Nope, not a little. What's up, guy? Hello.
I see you found the tavern. Well, I apologize for the less than warm welcome because, but unfortunately that's how things are around here in Bazazan. not always the easiest place to live, and it's not always the best duty to be assigned. But we try to do what we can. I'm wondering, though, what brings you all here? I got word that you all were coming from Jigao, but it didn't have much detail to it other than you had interest in Betrayer's Rise and something about history.
Uh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's it.
We are looking to head into Betrayer's Rise to do some research and discover a little bit more meaning behind, the gods and the powers that was given, and in particular some relics that was part of this. In particular, a necklace of some sort. Granted, we don't have very much information on it. It's one reason why we're here.
We heard something about the moon,
Mm-hmm.
the red one, specifically.
I got that
yeah.
one under control.
Yeah. He's got the moon.
Yeah.
No worries. He can fight the moon.
I mean, I did challenge it and didn't come down, so
Yep.
just saying.
Yep.
Got
It lost.
That's
Well.
1 Kaneen, moon 0.
If that's how we're keeping tally, we have all beat the moon. But Betrayer's Rise itself, I would caution you upon entering unless you're very well prepared. It's challenging to navigate at best. The passages shift and have confused even the best map makers and search parties that have been in. I think the power of the abyss is somehow flowing through it, warping the environment so no two groups follow the same path. Whether it's demon magic, that doesn't really matter as much to me. I just know if you get lost down there, my soldiers won't be able to find you and likely will not be able to help if you even last long enough for them to try.
Have you had anybody that's gone in and come back successfully?
Some have come back, but they haven't gone very far into the Rise. None of the expeditions that we've sent in to the Rise, be them from Bazazan or from other organizations, have been fruitful in whatever aims that they have. Most have taken heavy casualties, if they've come back at all, but they do come back.
I'm
Just
curious.
never wanting to go again.
You did mention that this power of abyss, it changes and moves around this area so that no two parties that enter will follow the same path. But let's say for one party individual, when they head in, does the path change behind them so it changes if they choose to exit?
I don't know the details of the magic. I know that when people come in, they usually have a hard time getting out.
Okay.
And it's difficult to find anyone else.
Has these individuals have gone in and come back out, have they made any conversation of any creatures or demons or anything of the sort that they've come across?
Yeah, there's demons everywhere. You fought some of them earlier.
I'm looking
They
for
escape every so often.
Okay. But specifically any type, like one type of demon, or is it always just changing? All sorts?
Anything.
Okay, so they're not all mouthy.
Not all of them, no. They're all
Good.
disgusting, but not that brand of disgusting always.
It can't possibly be any worse than that, right?
Sure.
I feel encouraged.
Absolutely, by the sounds of it, your words haven't affected our decision of wanting to go in. I think since she looks to the others, we are still going to pursue forward into this Betrayer's Rise. would you have any bit of other advice than what you have given us?
Advice? Not so much. There's a couple of other expeditions that have gone in recently or been looking to go in. There was a whole expedition from the Library of the Cobalt Soul currently in the Rise with an Aurora Watch escort. They're researching battles from the Calamity that may have taken place, but we haven't heard from them in a while. There's also an agent of this foreign organization called the Consortium of the Vermilion Dream. Sounds
A mouthful?
a mouthful and excuse this, cultish to me. They're currently staying in Bazazan, and the agent that's here is an elf by the name of Aloisa. She's been reprimanded a couple of times for trying to bribe our soldiers to protect her to go in, trying to manipulate their off time and hire them. She's claiming that she's searching for an ancient holy site somewhere in Betrayer's Rise.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last group here, there's an old archaeologist by the name of Prolix from the Allegiance of All Sight, from Ankarel. He recently arrived. He's assisting our arcanists who are researching ways to seal the rift within the Betrayer's Rise. We're hoping that if we can figure out what is producing the demons, we can seal it off and then stop them coming out, and that way we don't have to watch the place so heavily. I think he might have other reasons for looking into Betrayer's Rise as well, but he seems fairly harmless. He was around the crematorium the other day, which was a strange place. It's where we dump the demon bodies and burn them, not people.
You burn them somewhere else.
No, we bury the people according to whatever religious rites or rituals they observe.
Oh, nice, yes,
Or
of
is in their
course.
will. We're not monsters. Because I fight them.
You know, one could debate on what really defines a monster. I'm sure Dr. Ray can go into that furthermore.
It's true. With the M slur is a little bit tricky, considering I'm a half dragon, kind of. You know, that's also tricky. I'm not really half dragon, but 3 drops or whatever. The rule is, anyway. It's not nice to call somebody a monster just because we breathe fire. She belches and tries to keep the acid from drinking in.
I mean, I was considering a monster anyone who has a personality that doesn't respect other people and their beliefs and their well-being, but, if you want to bring race into this...
Well, I was just bringing in the whole argument that one could say that they come into this world and they are immediately attacked and harmed. Do you take into consideration their beliefs, themselves, or what they want?
Maybe they don't want to be cremated, or maybe they do, but they have different desires for what to do with their ashes than what you're doing with them. I'm just saying, don't be a xenophobe, guy.
The demons ate 2 children and a soldier.
We eat children if we eat meat, I step on soldier ants. Just saying, be
Have you
open-minded,
ever
guy.
had veal?
I'm a devout vegan.
Wow, you're an actual monster, okay.
Nevi's just gonna pull out a biscuit and sit back watching this entire exchange.
I am quite curious. You did mention about this elf, this Aloysia, and was talking about she's going to individuals who wanting to find a ritual site within the Betrayer's Rise, and that she's looking for that. But it sounded like you believe that her intentions might differ from that. I was just wondering what may lead you to think that.
Just her manner
The whole
of
demeanor.
the activity that she's been doing. She didn't come here with anyone else or anyone to help, just herself. and has been trying to conscript people into working for her, being a bit demanding and pushy at times with the guards, seeming like they owe her their services while she's here.
Well then.
I like her, but you know,
Obviously,
I'm still drunk, so I'm just saying things.
I do have to ask though, since we are planning to head in, I don't think we've stocked up on all gears that we could. Do you have a local shop in this area that possibly have health potions or something of the like?
Yeah, at the ready room where you were partaking of drink
Libations?
earlier.
Looks
They
over towards
have-
Dr. Ray.
Huh? What?
A little bit too much of the sauce.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
Completely skipped over. I did not see that they had those type of things. Duly
No.
noted.
It's
Nor did
kind
I.
of a catch-all location. They have rooms of a sort, places to sleep more than anything, and also basic supplies and a few healing potions. It's more expensive than most places, but I guess where else are you gonna get it?
Just saying, ale is a fermented beverage. Does that not make it a kind of health food drink? You know, we could pick up a couple of those. Put them in the health pots. I'm sure Kaneen would like that.
It's basically just kombucha.
Yeah, right? Just high potency.
Yup.
Well, if you don't have any other advice for us or requests, I mean, obviously, from seeing how it was handled with those monsters, quote unquote, earlier, our services could aid in the future.
I mean, we don't have really any allocation for gold to give to mercenaries at the moment. With the war, it's kind of draining coffers. But if you feel the want or need to help some people and fight, yeah, we could always use extra hands.
Right. Then I think our discussion comes to an end for now, unless, yes, our drunken friend.
I know I said I wouldn't talk. Have I spoken yet? I don't know. Anyway, you mentioned the Cobalt Soul. Are there any remaining above ground in the city?
Yeah, there's the like point monk person from the Cobalt Soul, a tiefling named Question. She didn't go down into the Betrayer's Rise for whatever reason.
She's the only one?
Of that party, yes.
Okay. Thanks. I knew I vibed with her.
I'm sorry, remind me again the name of the cult that Aloisa is part of?
The Consortium of the Vermilion Dream.
Oh, sweet Lord Jesus, baby. Can you put that into our text, please? If...
You're making me do stuff.
Let's just call him Heaven's Gate. Consortium of the Vermilion Dream. Vermilion's green, right? Or is it red?
No, it's
I
red.
thought it was
Okay.
red.
It's red, yeah.
It sounds like it should be green, but it's not.
I think I'm thinking of Viridian.
Just verdant. Ver is usually
yeah.
attached to green. That's why everyone thinks vermilion is green. It's because of the prefix.
I mean, especially considering there's so much green in this campaign. But that was a red herring.
Lilith will roll her eyes at that.
That's fair.
Lilith's broken into the fourth wall. She's now can hear our thoughts.
Yup.
Okay. Well, you all don't have any more questions, I've got to get back to scheduling duties for the next couple of weeks. If you need a place to hone any skills or anything, there's always practice dummies out in the yard, or you can chat with some of the soldiers in the mess hall. Every so often, some of the other parties come and spend time there talking to them to see if they can get any more information about the rise from them. But otherwise, the ready room's going to be your best bet for beds this evening.
Right. And I would say, since of course we helped out today, room and board is free.
I don't have anything to say about what happens at the business of the ready room.
Well, I think with your position within this fort, your word would be a little bit stronger than just in these walls here.
With the war, times are tough, so I can't deny someone even a couple of copper that they might receive from a cot.
Very well, I guess we are done here then. Good night. And Lilith will just turn and head out.
Evie's gonna look at him and shake his hand. Thank you. That was very helpful.
He shakes her hand back. I think you might want to find a new party. You seem out of place.
If I'm still in earshot, I just want to, like, over my shoulder, not even facing him. I heard that. She's fine.
Nevi's gonna hand him a biscuit and be like, I like them.
Oh, okay. Well, not everyone can be fixed. He goes ahead and likes the cookie and he's like, oh, this is quite good. Alright, so are
Lilith
you
will
all
wait
headed?
outside for her party to join.
Before I go, I'd like to. Oh, sorry, get something stuck in my throat. I kind of look down and be like, I don't suppose by chance you guys do weapons around here, do you?
Weapons, we have weapons that we use for the watch, but as far as weapons sold, I don't think there's much around here in that trade than the shipments that we get in.
Could I buy one? I guess preliminary question. With this underground thingy, is it like tight quarters? Like, do I need to worry about my big hammer? Do I need to get a smaller hammer? Is what I'm asking.
It varies from the reports out of Betrayer's Res. Sometimes it's very tight, claustrophobic hallways. Sometimes it leads into very large open spaces with strange traps and occurrences.
Less than ideal. So about you selling me a weapon question.
You should get a second
Uh,
I mean, can you ever really have enough hammers?
hammer. No.
Does it depends on what you need. Do you want just a
Like a
small
morning star or something
throwing?
would be ideal. Like, I still need something that hits heavy, but something that like. Look, last time I was in a cave, I tried to swing this and hit a wall, and it just. You can only punch so many things at once.
I mean,
Understandable.
I could do ninja stars this time.
Look, I appreciate all the throwing suggestions, guys, but I really don't throw things very well.
Your dex is
Really
pretty
not
low.
Yeah, I would say it's not my strong suit. At that point, I might as well cast spells with wisdom because it's about the
Do
same.
it. Do it. Multi-class. Become a barbarian. I will train you.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I suppose we could part with something. What exactly are you looking for?
I mean, like, I don't know, like. Trying to think of what all of this. So hold on, there's a list. I was trying to pull up a list and I wasn't pulling up.
How about just an anvil you can drop on things?
I mean, I say looking around like my carrying capacity is very very up there. So like I could feasibly do that, but that seems like a lot.
Black paint, you could paint a hole in the wall so they run into it.
So arcane trickster barbarian is what I'm hearing then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's
That
just
would be
really smash the
interesting.
classes, be a super unoptimized character overall. But
Great.
what's the DC for this? 11. It's you got a 50-50 shot basically of passing. So I don't know, battle axe, warhammer.
We
That
probably
would be
have.
ideal because I gotta switch it up if needed. But not
We
terribly
probably
picky.
have an axe around somewhere that you could.
Yeah, like the biggest small
just-
thing you have is really what I would like.
I don't think I would call it battle axe small, but sure.
It's the biggest one-handed-y thing you have, I guess. Because this puppy doesn't really go with just one hand, at least not with any real bit.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely have a battle axe around. I'll have one of the soldiers bring it by. About 10 gold is typically the price that we
Yeah, seems fair.
pay for those.
Nah, I'm just gonna put 10 gold on the table.
Okay. And he goes out to the hallway and calls to one of the soldiers, and he gives him the message to go pick it up. And in a couple of moments, he comes back with just a standard battle axe. It's nothing fancy, but it's usable.
Pretty fancy. Yeah, that works. Just thought of it as we're talking about all this. That, and I wanted to give a very serious conversation to the man that I badly girled at our last meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That's what this is.
Uh-huh.
That, and I legitimately do need it, and I figured if the other place is kind of a catch-all, they probably don't have weapons.
If the shoe fits, get a hammer.
Or an
As they
axe.
say. In my axe. Okay. Well. I'll see you later. I'm just gonna leave.
All right. Be careful, you all. All right.
He's gonna reach back and grab Dr. Ray's hand and just all right, here we go.
Let's go. Time to
Why
leave.
are there black bars above and below my vision? Is this what the alcohol does? Goodbye.
All right. Are you guys headed straight to the ready room? Is there anything else that you guys would like to poke around at before you go?
I'm good.
How big is this fort?
It's not huge, but it's probably about 500 feet-ish across the widest part of this little fort town.
I wouldn't mind just walking through town, just eavesdropping or looking at certain events going around to see if there's anything of use of information or peaks of interest. If nothing comes to mind, though, I'll head back to the ready room.
Okay, so you're just gonna take a lap
Yeah, a little stroll.
by yourself?
No, if the other ones come out of the building, I would make mention. Care to see what the rest of this lovely little fort has to offer? Maybe overhear some conversations. Perhaps maybe individuals that have left that. Oh, what's it called again? Betrayer's Rest. Who knows what we might find out before we head back to the ready room? Dr. Ray and Kaneen, I think it was. You were with Dr. Ray when you were talking with Question, right? Or was it Nevi?
It was
It was
Nebby.
heavy.
Nevi. So I'll look over to the. I'm like, oh wait, Nevi, you joined me. So looking mainly at Question and Kaneen. So the young female elf that Theron had spoke of, that Eloisa, she approached us, and well, she has offered the same deal that he has mentioned to us, to take her along into Betrayer's Rest, she would pay, and she is looking for something specific. She is looking for a mineral. I have the name of it. It's in Ruindis.
Ruidium.
Ruidium.
Rudium?
Rude. We are looking for a rude mineral.
Ruidus is the moon. Ruidium is the
Ruidium.
yes, is the rock.
Well, she's looking for that, and she's willing to even split it with us if there is enough. However, of course, there was no mention of this consortium of the Vermilion Dream to us, so there's that. I don't know if you're interested. I find her quite charming, and I don't mind taking her along.
Would
But
I, as
it's a cult, maybe. I don't know. And I already have enough voices in my head as is, so I don't need to have another one competing for it, you know?
well, some say cult, some say ascetic order, directed to the universe. Would I, as a member of the Cobalt Soul, have any awareness of the Vermilion hooty dooties?
The consortium of the Vermilion Dream. You haven't
No.
heard of it.
Okay.
Caneen's writing down Vermilion hootie dooties then.
It is now a
Booty
thing.
booties. Oh, which just makes me think it's a euphemism for red titties.
No.
You know
like
what?
like tiefling
What?
titties.
Making,
If the shoe fits,
Oh.
get a hammer.
you know, this could be a proper business venture. Take over consortium. Become new leader. Yes.
That sounds terrifying.
No, it doesn't. It sounds perfectly fine. Shh, just calm
Sounds
yourself.
completely
The next adventure
Lilith.
Kaneen is going on is to overthrow an occult that one of his former party members has taken over.
Sounds fun. I'm game.
In
It's
part 2
fine.
of this game, Lilith's the in-boss.
Good news is we know she's squishy, so all we have to do is get in. I'll bring a
Yep.
shark.
Wow.
That's what I do.
Just
You
You
summon a
have to
shark.
reach me first, darling.
I can throw a shark pretty far.
No, your dex is terrible.
We've established that.
Accurately, I said far. But distance would be strength.
But
based,
Kaneen,
where it
darling,
lands is
I
evil.
can't do anything to you. After all, you're my carrying mount. My horse.
I'm hitting
You
so
have the little saddle, don't you?
What's funny
Yes.
is like that saddle was like seemed to be very important at the start of all this whole campaign. We started in the swamp and we have not touched it since.
Oh, I haven't forgotten yet, darling. I haven't
Oh,
forgotten
neither have
yet.
I. But I think the problem is, if you're up there and a fight starts, you're coming into the fight with me. Because I've made it very clear that when a fight starts, Kaneen
This
goes
is
head
very true, but apparently if I stay back, it comes to me anyways, either way. So I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
That is fair.
Don't
Kaneen
do such damage.
Still wearing it? I kind of assumed he was
No.
wearing it all the time like a pauldron.
I thought we were decorating it to...
Not Kaneen. I mean, as far as I know, Lilith has it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right, the immovable saddle thing. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
It can go in the bag of holding, but nobody gave it to me to put in the bag of holding. So
could put a little cloak off the pommel.
Yeah.
It would be like you're wearing a
Pretty
shirt
fancy.
again.
I thought you were saying to turn me into a coat rack, and I was like, well,
A human Goliath being.
this is my Goliath coat
Humanoid.
rack.
So, Lilith, are we going to do a lap, or did you have a destination in mind?
No destination in mind unless anybody else does. I'd rather just make a lap, see the sights, see where the entrance to this rift is, or this betrayal, the whole reason why we're here. I think, was there a church here? Or a place of religious? I don't think we visited yet.
Mm,
You do not know. You haven't been.
Yes, and
anywhere
we
like that.
haven't asked Theron about that. So, let's just do a lap around, see the sights, and see what else is there to offer, unless Drunky McGee over here needs to, sleep it off.
Nah, man, the journey is the destination. Rings the gong a couple times. I'm ready to go.
Half the time I wonder if putting that pommel back on top of your shoulder and just slugging Dr. Ray over you at this moment might be wise.
No, then I will puke down his backside. We tried that once in the orphanarium. It didn't work. It's just a bad situation for everybody. Just let me be. I get
Okay.
motion sick. Don't worry about it.
Motion sick on a Goliath.
Yeah.
All right, Venture
Like,
Ho.
I'm actually just gonna go back to the
Oh.
bar.
You're going back to your
I'm gonna
friends,
tap them all
aren't
and be
you?
like, I gotta. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see what AO's party's actually doing here. Like, if they're gonna go down, maybe we could go down together. Because clearly, if we don't go down together, we're not going down together at all.
Why do you keep on talking about going down? I mean, I know you had 3 dates set up with those individuals, but
Yeah, that we left before I did any of them, which point of contention. Apparently, some mystical world.
okay, I really don't want to be around that when that happens.
Yeah.
So
Dr. Ray presses like a gold into Kaneen's palm and is like, "Have fun, buddy." First drinks on me.
Don't spin this in one place, or do, because there's only one place to spin anything.
He's gonna be like, yeah. I also, we needed to reattach these daggers. Put on the good ones, the ones with names on it.
do you want some more daggers, Kaneen? I do have a couple spare ones to, if you would
I'm
like.
just gonna stick with the 2 for now until I get somebody else to do it. Because otherwise, I think the more I add with the rope, it's just not gonna hold on as well. So I think just the 2 to try to pinch it together. You add more, it adds weird points, and yeah.
You do you then.
Okay, this is just temporary until I get a new mom. I'll find
Split the
It's gotta find
party,
right.
split the party.
Your carpenter is showing, Micah.
As the party starts to split, Nevi's gonna look over her shoulder and just kind of smile at Kaneen. Have fun with AO.
Oh, kill me.
Trying to.
And if it becomes a pairing, you can do some Kaneen AO on AO3, the fanfiction website. Nope.
What an obscure reference that I absolutely got, but I still hate it.
Thanks. You're really hard.
Oh man. One day I'll go into the rant about how Archive of Our Own came to be and how Anne Rice is a fucking psychopath.
I am here for it.
Oh man. The long ago of the internet. Okay, so Kaneen, you head back to the ready room. Meanwhile, the rest of you begin to do a walkabout of the city. A good portion of the city seems to be very utilitarian style housing.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it is kind of like in disrepair or damaged, so it doesn't seem to be used. There are a few interesting features that you pass. The first thing upon leaving the barracks and then heading immediately towards the west, kind of following the curve of the road around, across from the ready room, you see this very large, what's almost like a pit. And so it's about 30 foot deep, this pit, and it's lined with rows and rows and rows of silver blades. And you can see what looks like not fresh, but fairly recent black gloopy blood, very much like the demon blood of the flesh eye mouth monsters last time, covering some of the blades and like a pool of it at the bottom.
And you said that's right across from the ready room?
Yeah, it's about directly across from it in the like main square area.
Okay.
And you see next to the ready room in this main square, like towards the eastern side of the square, northeast, is a sign for an infirmary. Nope, infirmary. Jesus, I can't speak. I've had half a glass of wine and I can't speak.
You got
it's
there.
great. Infirmary. And see a minimni. But yeah, you do see the infirmary kind of across from there, which makes sense because it's directly in line with the barracks. So it would be an easy shot for things like that, and it's in a central location. As you continue towards the west, you pass by this very large a large stretch of stone wall. And you see it's carved all over with names and wreathed in dried flowers, silver necklaces, ropes weighted with like charms at the end, and the ground near the wall is cluttered, just completely covered with trinkets and flowers that seem to be left there as offerings. You also see a drow in Aurora Watch armor praying near a corner of the wall.
Sure. Okay, Lilith will approach the drow.
Okay. As you approach, she kind of takes a moment and then turns to face you, a very soft, pleasant smile, not like an outright smile, but it seems to be like his general like resting face is just very pleasant with a slight upturn of either side of the mouth. Hello, good evening. What can I do for you this evening? Are you here to pay respects to the fallen?
We've come to help the best we could, and happened just to be walking by and saw you here. I'm sorry if somebody you knew was part of the fallen.
Many of us know those of the fallen, but they've earned their rest, and they deserve to have their rest honored. I apologize. I am the local priest of the Luxon here, Kaleem Talarin. I don't believe we've met. I haven't seen you around.
She will extend her hand out, her ring showing. The name is Lilith Bathory. It's a pleasure to meet you.
He takes the hand. Is she extending it like overhand extending
yes,
it?
Overhand.
Oh, okay.
Thank
He
you,
takes
not
the hand,
arguments.
he, like,
yeah.
You're doing a kiss the ring.
Yeah.
Like, don't even pretend. Yeah. You're trying to make it nicer than what it is. That's what you're doing.
I mean, it's still sort of what you would do, but yeah.
That's fine. I'm just trying to clarify, because extending a hand could be out to shake, or it could be, I'm a noble, fucking respect me.
Yeah.
So he takes her hand and he like doesn't seem to know what to do with it for a moment, so he just kind of takes his other hand and like pats it.
She'll take her other hand before he can lift it and just cusp it, and she's like, hopefully things will get better.
Well, if we can figure out what is the issue producing demons in Betrayer's Rise, then yes, hopefully.
Tell me.
He's gonna reach into her bag and pull out some dried flowers from the whole garden incident.
Okay.
And she's just going to hand them to him and just kind of nod.
Thank you. He's going to turn and arrange them along the shrine. I appreciate that, and I'm sure those who have loved ones that have passed protecting us all from those that escape that rise would appreciate it as well.
Tell me, Kaleem, have you spoken with anybody, or you yourself know much about the rift that lays in Betrayer's Rest? I know that is a goal of everyone around here, to close the rift, and being a man of faith yourself, do you have an idea of how one could do such a thing?
The Luxon is a very different type of faith from the gods of the Betrayer's Rise, and of those days, but it is not my purview. I'm here to give solace to those that I can, and tend the family the best that I may.
I see. Well, keep up the good job. People need you. Pat, pat. And she'll just walk away.
In true Lilith fashion. If no one else addresses him, then he kind of gives you all a small wave, and he turns back to the shrine and goes back to praying.
Nevi's gonna pause for a moment and then look back. Have you heard of anybody ever coming back? Of spirits that get trapped and they reach out?
I don't know of any personally, but as part of the Luxon, we do believe in consecution, and that the soul doesn't always have to go somewhere. Sometimes it can find a new place and a new body.
But to reach out for help, you've never had anybody come reach out for help?
No, not me personally. I've heard of stories, but it's not a common thing that I've heard of.
Thank you. Nevi's gonna turn and kind of bounce back after her group.
Okay. All right. As you all continue on with your walk around the town, you eventually hit what is almost the like far wall of these red cliffs that kind of barrel down to surround this city. And at that, you see a strange spiral-shaped temple that seems to have fallen in disrepair. And as you walk, the glass crunches under your foot amongst these overgrown weeds. The collapsed walls have been replaced with rows of wooden shelves that hold earthenware pots, with numerous alcoves being used as planters for different flora that prefers to cling to walls or buildings. Just outside the far end of this enclosure, a smashed mosaic of stained glass sits in a splintered window frame next to this withered skeletal tree. And you can just make out the kind of shoulder and side of a large furbolg, this hairy, almost cow-esque looking man, who is knelt down tending to some plants, and kind of casting slight cantrips that he's sprinkling them with water, trying to coax them and encourage them to grow.
Lilith will turn immediately to Nevi. Nevi, sweetie, I do believe this is up your alley. I have no fucking clue anything about plants.
How much does Nevi know about the man in the mosaic, or?
You don't really know anything about this particular location or those who reside here, so you haven't met him or heard of him or anything like that.
Okay. Am I familiar with the plants that are growing? Would they have any sort of significance?
Yeah, you are familiar with the plants. A lot of them are herbs. You also see a lot of plants that are food source plants. You see a small patch that appears to be some sort of grain that is attempting to grow. It's scraggly and it does not look like it's doing well. But it seems to be a garden, like a garden that you would use for your own personal kitchen.
Lilith, I think it's just maybe a caretaker tending to the garden.
Dr.
Well,
Ray walks over and
Mhm.
it's just like, hey, it's nighttime. Why are you watering plants at night? Isn't that like a daytime activity?
Oh, hi. Uh, yeah, usually. But things here at Betrayer's Rise has the ground strange at Bazazan. No vegetation survives very long. And I think it's because of the Betrayer's Rise. So I try to make these little guys grow, but they end up just a bunch of dead grass.
He's going to scoot over to Lilith. As she's talking, she's just going to hand over a little lemon biscuit. Lilith,
Hmm?
do you think that anyone might have been by here? Anyone of interest?
By here you mean this right here, this facility?
Yeah. Are you curious about any of this?
As of right now, I don't think, with this building in particular, no one of yous have come up, but we haven't really talked to him. The point is about taking a walk about these areas, darling, is that you get to know as many people as possible, because you never know when connections will become useful in the future. So the more you know about people and people know about you, you can use that to your advantage.
I may be better at talking with the plants than I am at talking with the people.
Yes, but you can also make friends with that poor man. He is trying to help the plants, and of us all, you're the best suited for this.
He's an actual. I'm sorry, this is Steph. He's an actual man? I thought he was part of the mosaic.
No, he's a person.
Get out. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
he's a person.
in character, it's like, Nevi, darling, oh, you're so lovely. I have loved you since we were little ones. No, not the mosaic, him. And she'll turn her head towards the garter to see him.
Oh.
Yes. Now
Yeah.
go make a new friend.
Okay.
Make me proud.
Nevi's going to kind of scoot over, delicately picking her way through the dead plants and Scrabble.
Snap a leaf up. Oop, dead.
Hello.
Hi there, friend of other friend.
Hi, my name is Nevi. What's your name?
Nice to meet you, Nevi. I'm Foghome.
Come, what an interesting name. Are you the
Thanks.
caretaker
I
here?
picked it myself.
That's wonderful.
I'm more of a guest, I guess you'd say, of the task hand. He's asked me to come here and see about making a plot to grow some Jorhasian vegetables. I'm trying now to grow some that don't require sunlight, thus the watering in the dark your friend referred to. Other things haven't grown so well because I think the Betrayer's Rise has messed up the earth. So we're trying something different.
Well, I applaud your tenacity. You're doing very well. Have you noticed anything else about the land or about the plants? Anything unusual?
Well, when I was meditating the other night, I felt something kind of surge in the earth nearby. A warm, almost kindly presence that reminded me of the prime deities.
Where
I
was
think
it that you were?
Means that maybe a relic or something long lost of the calamity has awakened deep in Betrayer's Rise.
What kind of relic? Do you have any knowledge that you could pass on about that?
Well, I'm not certain, but this temple originally was a holy place of Avandra the Changebringer. I personally am a follower of Melora the Wild Mother, but I think Avandra would be happy that I'm honoring both her and her sister, the Wild Mother, by cultivating this new life here in the death and destruction that haunts her holy place.
I think they would be delighted and they will honor that. Where was it that you were meditating? Could you show me?
Oh, just here. I meditate here all the time. If you'd like, I can try to commune with the Wild Mother to get some more answers that you seem to be wanting, if you want to stay and meditate with me.
I would love that. Nevi's going to look back at the group. Do you mind if I stay a while?
Lilith will just slightly smile and just nod her head. But the smile will turn into a slight look of fear as she gazes over towards Dr. Ray and mentally realizes, oh god, it's just going to be me and the drunken now.
Yeah, they've like never spent time together. It's gonna be awkward.
She'll
Lilith,
look
would
back.
you like to meditate with us?
Thought passes through.
You're caught
That-
between meditation and a drunk now.
And the thought passes through and goes, that sounds worse. Thank you, Nevi, but we've done that plenty of times before, and as much as I love you, there's far more exploring that I would like to do. So stay here and meet us back at the ready room. I'll make sure to get us a room for the night.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lilith.
Dr. Ray, shall we?
Yes. She holds out her arm.
Right. Lilith will take Dr. Ray's arm.
She like pats Lilith's hand and is like, this is what's known as progress. I'm getting less drunk, by the way. Aren't you proud? Let's go for our walkabout, buddy.
Before they leave, Nevi's going to pull out several of the lemon biscuits and slip them over to Lilith for your journey.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She's pulled away. Thank you.
Takes one of the biscuits.
Oh no.
Sniffs it. Sniffs it,
Oh,
and
shit.
then gives it back.
Okay. I was about to say, if you go to bite it, Lilith will full on bite the hand.
No, Dr. Ray doesn't really like lemon. I
Like
personally
my
love
cat.
lemon, but Dr. Ray doesn't like lemon.
Like my cats, they just come up and they sniff the thing and then they go on their way and they don't like citrus.
Exactly. What are dragonborn? But what are dragons? But just
But
giant
cats.
reptile fire-breathing
Yes.
cats. Dragonborn are cat adjacent.
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
saying you're my pet?
No, that is not what I'm saying.
And here comes Lilith smashing through that fourth wall again.
Yup.
This is a convenient time.
What are you
I mean-
doing?
Oh, hey, it's Finn.
Oh, it is our little chaos
Sorry,
gremlin.
the door to the office doesn't quite latch right, and he's learned that if he hits it just right, he can bust it open and say hi.
Hi.
Hi, buddy.
Oh, he's so
He just
excited.
busted it open.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no clue
Much
what
nice.
that's like having a door that won't latch all the way and having something bust through.
I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, that's true. Orion does that all the time.
I guess not.
He's like, no, I stay now.
They keep waving to me, so I'll
Buddy.
stay.
I just like how it went off,
You
how
roll
he
it?
went off screen, and he's just
You
like,
roll it. Roll it. Oh, what is it?
If you rolled a
did
nat
he get?
20.
Oh man, he just rolled in that one.
Oh,
He has to take a shot.
Oh, I don't think we're gonna make him take a shot. I think.
A shot of apple juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Start him
A
young.
shot of NyQuil.
Well, technically, he said that it is because we bought this peppermint mocha whipped cream from Aldi's,
Ooh,
which
yes.
if you have an Aldi's near you,
Yes.
and that is of your, taste, it is phenomenal. We bought it kind of as a joke, like, oh yeah, that sounds kind of good. Phenomenal. So like every now and then I do it and I call it a shot because I mean it's a shot of whipped cream.
Yeah.
So he ran to the kitchen this morning. He was like, shot, and I was like, great.
Shot.
Just wait till we go
shot,
see
shot.
my folks with that as the grandson of the pastor starts going shot. It'll be great.
He needs whipped cream, I promise.
I was like, oh, I need whipped cream. I don't know if that makes it better
Whipped cream
or not.
vodka.
I hate vodka. That's what cream flavor.
Oh, yeah,
is.
whipped
Tell me
vodka
you've
is
got
really
him in the
rough.
kitchen though, and you just take the can and like shoot
Oh,
it
yeah.
in.
Yeah, he
He
opens
now
it out.
he's
Yes.
familiar with the
and
rattle
all
sound
day.
of the can.
Like my cats are with canned cat food. What are children, but also cats.
Oh no. We are now
I think
halfway to
children
reaching our
resemble
community
more
challenge.
dogs, if
Oh,
personal experience, but they're
I
trainable.
mean-
is all I'm saying.
they are.
What, cats
Cats are
are so-
trainable too.
Okay, but like if I get a kitten, I don't have to raise everything up in my house like I do like a puppy versus a baby. I had to like raise everything above knee level, and I was walking, so now everything's shoulder level. And just same thing with dogs until they get old enough to where they don't just do things on their own.
I mean, it's the same thing with cats. You have to raise everything or they jump on everything, and then eventually they just be able to jump on everything whether you like it or not, and you
Squirt
just
bottle.
hope that you trained them
Yeah,
right
You just
beforehand.
give up on them though. I guess kids. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Ooh.
I have a
That's
15-year-old.
Prince did.
I have a 15-year-old. I have also given up on training him.
But at a certain point, it's like you only train dogs for so long. At that point, you just try to reinforce what you can and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's the same with anything with
Sounds
the
like a
brain.
kid.
Hey,
Just
Pretty
Uh,
soon, there's just a pair of eyes staring at you from the Christmas tree. So
I mean,
Yeah.
my cat has trained me. I think I've trained her to like every time she gives me a high five, I give her a treat. But really, she's trained me to give her treats for hitting me.
That's one way to look at
note to
it.
self, don't do that.
Okay, so you said we're halfway to our community goal?
Yep.
Oh man. Halfway to Jello mold Jello shots.
Is this savory like aspic Jello shots?
Yeah.
Gross.
It's like the 1950s terrible Jello salads.
Mhm.
Excellent.
oh,
Can I contribute more bits than I already have?
Nope, you did your max in one night.
So it's only per stream 2,000.
Oh wait,
so-
Mr. Producer just said we are now 3/4 of the way there.
Jesus Christ!
yes.
Yeah, we're here for it.
Hello.
We're here.
I'm just
This
saying
is
you
like-
did this to
this
us
is-
again,
this is
Corey.
YouTube, right? Like this is just YouTube, not us, right?
Yeah, no, it's just us.
Okay, good.
I've been talking to the community challenge.
Oh,
we have
yeah.
more
I
viewers.
didn't sing myself there, did I? I was under the impression it was not the whole party, just you two, and I will absolutely sing you two. I can do that, but I was really nervous. I just gave a bunch of points to sync myself.
Note to
and I got
self:
nervous.
next community challenge will be with this group.
Yeah, a note to self. Get
You-
fucked.
Game. You know, if you tell me to drink tuna aspic, I will do it, and I will complain about it.
That is true.
Ooh, community challenge!
Wait.
It is a
Tuna
smoothie.
aspic?
I don't,
A
I don't
surprise
know what
smoothie.
The thing is, but I don't want that.
I think aspic is just 50s for Jello.
It's just anything
like a
floating in
Jello
Jello. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hard pass. I will shoot whatever else
Oh.
you want to.
that's
but
what
it's
that's what the
alcoholic.
community challenge
It's better
is.
than that.
We're gonna
No,
replace our
that's-
shots with Jello mold style shots.
Can I
so-
donate more points then?
No.
The max you can do is
Can I at least-
2,000 in one viewing. You have to come back
I'm
on
going-
Sunday and you
I'm
can
gonna
redeem
jump on
more.
Sunday for about 30 seconds, donate the rest of my points, and then get off.
Thanks for your support.
Just so you know what I'm there for.
Yeah, we know where we lie in the priorities. I get it. You're only here for suffering. I get it.
Why do you think I'm here tonight?
It's a torture engine.
This is for my suffering though, as
Oh,
well
great.
as inflicted on everybody else.
Cool. Okay.
So that walk.
So Dr. Ray and Lilith, you continue walking through the town, and you've almost looped through the entire western side of the town as you approach a pretty large but simple stone building that's built against the mountainside, and it's releasing this thick, acrid smoke billowing from the chimneys of the building. You see strange shaped corpses wrapped in beige cloth stacked in a small yard to the northeast side, and you see a willowy man wearing a leather apron who kind of gives you a wave and a surprisingly cheerful greeting as you approach. New bodies for Bazazan, I see. Planning to head up to the Betrayer's Rise?
Indeed. I'm assuming this is the crematorium?
It is, yeah. I'm Reynard Allerton, and back there, and he points behind him, this giant man, muscular, blue-eyed, short-cropped blonde hair, missing an arm. And that's my brother Sebastian. We do most of the body burning of the weird, creepy crawlies that come out of there, that I'm sure you'll encounter.
The ones that you're probably burning at the moment are the ones that we dispatched earlier today.
Yeah, that was us.
Yeah, probably. It's getting kind of late, and I'd love to... Hey, do you think, since, you made the mess, you could help us clean it up and... Okay.
No, we were not. We were not paid for that. Thank you for the offer. No. Dr. Ray turns to Lilith and it was like, I'm sure you're in agreement with this, right?
She looks a little bit at shock and go, I'm starting to rub off on you. But she looks just like, there's a better way of saying it. Dear fellow, as you can see, you've asked a drunken individual that has no control over themselves at the moment, so I do apologize about them, and I am just a wee child. Very weak. I cannot help you. I do apologize, but maybe I can send somebody your way. Although I have heard you've had a friend. Look, I dispatched them not with my fists, but with my magic,
as you
okay?
are going in this spiel, a commotion kind of arises as this one man is kind of shoving through a whole bunch of people, and you hear, wait, stop! And a bookish kind of looking tiefling jogs into view, a variety of archaeology tools hanging all along his waist with a satchel holding a bunch of notebooks. You can't burn that yet, I need to study it!
Hey,
And
you're the guy!
I think,
Lilith, he's the guy.
I think, yes, prolapse?
Yeah, prolapse.
Prolapse.
Prolix. I
Prolix.
am
We'll get there
Prolix.
eventually.
From the Allegiance of All Sight, and he kind of pulls out a badge and holds it up, and the badge displays a scroll bearing this kind of single eye in the center. I'm an archaeologist from Ankarel, the city in Marquette, if you're not familiar. I need to study that rock over there. They also often swallow jewelry and other shiny ornamental objects, and I think that they might have swallowed a valuable item from the Betrayer's Rise, and it might be somewhere in that stomach.
Of this one creature here.
The Varrock at the bottom of the pile, the thing
at
with the stinking ooze. The big one.
Oh. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Dr. Ray, we do
You're
have
not
our...
gonna make me. Okay.
We might have to do this because I do like valuable items, and if there's something that might be in there. But
you mean-
we do have a friend that might be better suited for that, but he's a little bit busy trying to get snoo.
Do you have any snoo? That's a good one. Do you have any like spells where you can like get the thing out without us having to like do some gross work?
I am
'Cause I don't.
looking, darling, and oh, well, I do, but I don't think this is the best place for me to do it.
Yeah, I have Cloud of Daggers. That might just rip her to shreds.
Yeah, let's just say there's a right time and place for some certain spells, and you have seen the type of things that I consider to be friends, and I don't think some of the people here would think my friends are their friends. Let's just leave it at that, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but you have said it with so much confidence, and I believe in you. You are growing so much, and I am so proud of you.
Okay.
So yes, good, great. All right, are we gonna cut open this body?
Well, I feel like there is no real way to cut open the body to see without getting rid of what's on top of it, correct? Out of game.
I mean, you can like try to like pull it out from under it, but it's gonna be difficult without removing the stuff on top and burning it first.
Yeah, and these...
I start kicking the bodies off. They're
Okay.
dead. They don't need it.
Hey, how big is this pile?
It's not terribly big near the end of the night. There's probably about 6 or so lumpy bodies on top of this big rock.
And let me just double check. How big is the radius of this area? Are these bodies outside?
Yeah, they're out in like a side yard.
What are you doing?
Well, I have a very quick solution that could probably destroy a lot of things, but it will destroy a lot of things.
Is it a fireball? I won't.
Asking the DM out of game, would a fireball is there a way for me to throw it without damaging the surrounding area, like building, that kind of stuff?
Not where the bodies are currently piled up.
Yeah, I
You
kinda
would have
figured
to
it'd be close to
move
something.
them first. Also, he said not to burn the rock body because he needs to get to the contents of its stomach.
Correction, he wanted to get the contents of the stomach. He didn't say, he just didn't want so he couldn't retrieve it. If I destroy that motherfucker, the
No,
contents are
he
still
said,
going to be there.
He said you can't burn that yet. I need to study it. Is what
but
he
doesn't
said.
need
Good
us
sir,
to
you said you
retrieve the
wanted what
contents.
was inside it. Do you want to study the rock? Have you not seen a rock before? I have seen plenty of them, they're little shits. I am tired of these things. But fine, if this is what you want, she will just start eldritch blasting each one of the dead bodies off of the rock.
Just to be clear,
In a
you want
tantrum way.
Well, I was
Dr. J,
talking as
what's
the
your
GM, not
Okay.
as the character, because you were saying he didn't say that. So I was correcting you and re-speaking the line that I had said. So we're just gonna bash through that fourth wall again and be like, "Fuck you."
So just to be clear, and this is Dr. Ray speaking because I don't have a character voice for her yet. But just to be clear, you want the whole body or you want the stomach?
Oh, well, I would like to look at both. Typically, Varroks, when they finally are killed, they become a pile of ichor and goo, this acidic, demonic goo. But this one is not decomposed, which is strange, so I would like to study that as well as get whatever is out of its stomach out.
Okay, so you want the whole body. Okay. You can keep blasting, just don't hit this body. That's fine.
Yeah, so Lilith will continue just eldritch blasting each of the other smaller bodies that are on top of it.
It's best to just let her
Okay.
do this. It's best for us, it's best for you, it's quickest. Just let her be.
It's a complete fucking mess. There's like goop and bits of body everywhere after you're done with all of that because you're like using a fucking sledgehammer to move jello at this point.
So really, it can just decompose.
She's
much
also,
quicker at that
you know
point.
what? She is still not okay what happened earlier and being spit in the eye and all that stuff. Almost losing her life to the damn spirits, the shark shit. This is her way of just letting go.
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying, it's a fucking mess everywhere after.
And
you're
if
done. Like, there's
anybody
shit everywhere.
gives her a look, people snap her head towards them and just like growl a little bit.
I'm imagining like the end of Ghostbusters when they blow up the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy.
Kind of similar,
Just
yeah.
goo
Yeah.
everywhere.
She
Yeah,
will
just-
pause every so often to use her prestidigitation to clean herself off every so often because, still have to keep the look.
Of course, yeah.
She won't do
so-
it to anybody else, though, just herself.
Of course, yes, on brand.
I'm standing far
Eventually,
enough back. I've seen this happen.
eventually, you do manage to get all of the corpses off of the body. Not as much by moving them using Eldritch Blast, because Eldritch Blast doesn't have a push effect to it. You just blast so many goop holes in them that eventually there's not really much body left to give any sort of weight, and you could just get it off at that point.
So
You
gross.
say it doesn't have push, but give me a couple levels, and eventually that might be the case.
Okay, sure. But the standard one that you have does not.
Yeah, no. She'll
Just waiting
look-
for the mage hand to go, like, start picking through the goop.
Yep.
But she'll
Yep.
look off to him and be like, there. Done. And the body's
I
still
turn-
intact.
I turn to the Crypt Keeper guy, and I'm like, does that count as helping? Really, like, if you study decomposition in soil science, breaking things down into smaller bits makes them decompose faster, so really we have done your job for you, even if it's not incinerating them. It'll enrich the soil and make it better. You're welcome!
I don't think demons enrich the soil, but yeah, sure, you did it.
It's
so
all
that works.
biology. It's compost in the end.
Yeah, demon ick
Yeah.
compost. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't make this place worse, I guess. And he's going to like start scooping up bits of body parts with shovels and shoving them into the furnace with his brother. As you guys go about, how are you who's gonna cut open this rock?
Oh, he
Uh,
wants us to do
the
that too?
archaeologist.
Yeah.
We're on the same page here.
Yeah, right?
You didn't know.
Okay.
It's like, oh, you want us to clean this up, and now you want us to do your work too. I see.
No, not without payment. I'm on my break.
To be fair, he never asked you to do any of this. He said that he wanted to get to these things, and you started doing it. So I'm asking if you guys are going after the things that he said might be in the stomach. So,
Nah.
Well, now Lilith is thinking, like, if I don't get to it before he does, he gets to have it, and I did all the work. I want to fucking have it.
What? But we did this as a courtesy. Like, I'm not gonna stop you and your ambition, but at the same time, do we really need it? And also, and she like throws her voice to say this, we could take him. Like, you don't need to resort to violence yet. We got this. Like, we're two strong people. We got this.
She'll look over towards the architect to Prolex and be like, well, there you go, taking care of it. However, I do hope that whatever you find in your research and perhaps in that stomach, that you would find it in your heart to share, seeing that we helped.
oh, if there's nothing that's of value to my research, of course, yes.
Very
Then he
well.
walks over to the rock and goes ahead and cuts open the stomach as he does so. So are you guys standing back from it, or
Oh, fuck
are
yeah, I
you-
learned my lesson.
Okay. As he does so, a like about 10 feet out kind of cloud of spores erupt from the center of the rock, and he very quickly holds his breath until they settle down, and nothing seems to happen to him.
Wow, a heads up would have been nice, guy. The guy.
I
Could have killed
Mr.
us.
the guy.
didn't
Yeah.
know that was going to happen. Like I said, typically Rocks decompose into a puddle of ichor, so I've never been able to do this. But let's see what's in here. And he kind of like reaches an arm in and starts feeling around.
No, not liking that one bit.
And so he pulls out a yeah, you're just not just giving this guy a hard time. All of you have given literally everyone you have met today a hard time. This
The
is gonna be very
gardener? The
difficult
gardener?
December for you.
Well, also, you guys are letting Lilith lead here, so...
I'm just saying, like, you're giving everyone a hard time. Like, you have some, like, holiday anger pent up or something.
I'm just saying, you guys are keeping letting Lilith lead. You'll learn eventually.
But Nevi's
I made
following
the-
up with biscuits, so it's
And to
even,
be
right?
fair, we've been good to the gardener so far.
Yeah, he's done nothing wrong, and I made the unfortunate narrative decision to make my character drunk, so I really don't think I should be leading.
But yeah, so he starts pulling things out. The first thing that you see him pull out, kind of set to the side beside him, are these like crystal lenses that seem like almost like glasses or goggles. He also pulls out 3 looking like very gaudy large rings, and then he pulls out this cube-shaped onyx puzzle box. It's about 3 inches on either side. And he quickly kind of ignores the other things on the ground and begins looking intensely at this puzzle box. And he gets up and he's kind of quiet as he comes back over, and he's like, the other items of the stomach you are more than welcome to take as compensation. I am going to go study this in an isolated location in case there's any danger in it.
Yeah, I'm looking at this puzzle box. I know these puzzle boxes, not like just be like, nothing good comes out of puzzle boxes when you solve them.
Yeah, that's true. In my own research, I have also seen this. Puzzle boxes. It's either going to be a big stinker or a curse.
Well, it came from the temple, so it must hold something important. I'm hoping it has to do rather with the prime deities than the betrayer gods, but I suppose we'll see.
Have you ever thought about heading into Betrayer's Rest? And doing some
Betrayer's
research?
Rise?
Rise, yes, sorry.
I'm here as an archaeologist, but I'm less interested with delving into a dark dungeon as I was in my younger days. I'm more of sent here by the Allegiance of All Sight to spy on a rival agent here from a different faction called the Consortium of the Vermilion Dream. We're not certain why she's here, but with their previous dealings, the reason can't be good.
What?
Her again. What do they
Yes.
do? What does this cult do?
Well, they are obsessed with Ruidus, the Red Moon, and they have been wanting to get their hands on as much of a magical substance called ruidium as they can, and I'm not certain entirely what they want to do with it, but from the members that they count among their order, it can't be good. And what exactly she wants with all of that ruidium, that's what I'd like to know.
Do you get like good feeling from these people? Bad feeling? I feel like cults can get a bad name. They're not like universally terrible. So just want to check. These bad guys?
Well, their arrival to my order. So in that sense, I would consider them bad. I don't think that they have necessarily good intentions. If anything, their intentions are selfish at best. Moon shattering at worst.
Moon shattering.
Well, they're obsessed with Ruidus, so some say strange things about Ruidus, that it's a curse, or that it contains something, or has some sort of strange magic. With their obsession, who knows, they could think perhaps a deity is bottled up in the moon, or something crazy like that.
Interesting.
All right. So they're a crazy moon worshipping religious cult. See those all the time. Cool. Yeah, I got nothing. You got anything?
And she's already picking up the items that were on the ground,
Yeah.
the glasses.
Yeah. We
Not
split
at the
those,
moment.
by the way. We split those. We both did the work. Mostly you, but we split those.
Very well. I would like to figure out, though, if any of these have use to them or if they're just plain Jane glasses and rings.
Fair enough.
Looking over towards Prolex, you mentioned that you were going to go to somewhere that you would consider to be safe. Perhaps you would let me know in case something happens?
Of course, yes. I've been staying at the Ready Room, but I was planning on setting up a tiny hut off to the side, a magical bubble. Kind of keep it contained.
Liamon's tiny hut.
Yes.
I'm familiar with this. I don't have that spell. Not useful to me, but good for you.
Well, it's very useful in the field whenever you're an archaeologist and you can't set up a decent camp. You at least have a nice warm, or if it's hot out, a cold air-conditioned bubble.
Air conditioning?
It's
What an
something
idea!
that a colleague of mine have been working on. The idea is you condition the air to be the type of air that you want by infusing it with either warming magics or cooling magics.
Fascinating. I hope I will look upon your career with great interest.
It is merely a colleague of mine, not my idea. I am an archaeologist, not an inventor.
Lilith will hand over a slip of paper with contact information. If this becomes a successful venture of knowledge and you find a way to manufacture or reproduce it, contact me. I would love to help you spread your good work to other individuals.
I will pass this on to my colleague, yes.
Wonderful. Remember the name Lilith Bathory.
Love that
All
Lilith
right,
is handing
Tilly.
out cards like Nevi hands out biscuits.
Business venture, baby, everywhere.
I will remember, Tilly.
Thank you. Till next time, we'll check in with you.
And you.
Yeah. Leaves.
And so with you.
Yeah.
And he kind of like wanders away, mumbling to himself, looking at this puzzle box.
He's going to unleash the Cenobites.
I love that.
So, looking towards Dr. Ray, have you sobered up at all?
Oh, all amount of time eventually leads to sobriety unless
Yep,
you
you're
particularly-
sober.
Okay. It's the dragon blood, I'm fine. We're fine. It's fine. I could use a cinnamon roll though, now that somebody's mentioned it.
Actually, that does sound really good.
Hair of the
Actually, I
cinnamon
can-
roll.
Hair of the cinnamon roll.
Ooh.
My
Last time
favorite.
that happened, I got a refund.
Oh.
So we have Nevi that we left with the gardener, and we have our good friend Kaneen back at the ready room. Should we head back to the ready room because we did mention to Nevi to come back when she's done, or should
Yeah.
we check in on her?
No, I feel like when people are meditating, you want to just let them be. She knows where to go. I think it's important for her to be grounded physically as well as, I don't know, spiritually. I don't know. Is that what druids do?
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
As we're heading back though, and we go, I'll take her arm, their arm. I'll be like, and I'll on the way there, I will give a long discussion and try to explain on how not to be a third wheel or ruin somebody's game in case we come across Kaneen talking to one of the ladies. This is how you read the room.
What? Huh? Tell me everything. This is a foreign concept to me. I've never.
I know.
Listen.
You see, if he's
Like
talking and it's in a deep conversation with somebody and it's just them two, don't interrupt. Instead,
Girl, I
hang
know.
back.
Kaneen and I shared a bunk. I appreciate your thought.
I
And I
know.
don't do this for anyone other than Kaneen, but trust me, I can read Kaneen's farts. It's fine.
But you need to let other people learn to read Kaneen's farts without you.
Of all the things that have become
know.
canon in this,
And that's going to be the whole discussion back to the ready room. It's just trying to get Dr. Ray to understand. Don't ruin his game.
All right. That's
that
important.
implies Kaneen has game. Joke's on you.
Oh no, Lilith expects this to be a shit show and she's wanting to watch it all happen.
Oh, so this is purely
It-
self-motivated.
Yeah.
It's the stumbling charm that gets Kaneen any friends in life.
Beefy himbo, it works.
Beefy.
That's where he's at.
Worked on me.
You're now married.
The gong is instrument and then done.
Yeah, there you
And then
go.
Dan needs a really big hammer and then they're the same person.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll also have to go bald because Kaneen's not going to grow hair, so Dan's going to
Oh.
make that sacrifice for me.
on the way.
Just let him know.
But as you two loop back towards the ready room, kind of taking the central path back around and making a complete circle, you pass another one of those big pits with silver kind of sharp objects jutting out of it. Same as the one that you previously saw, just in a different location closer to the Betrayer's Rise itself.
Okay.
Before you make your way back to the ready room. And then we're going to cut back to Nevi, and then we'll come to Kaneen at the ready room, what he was doing in the meanwhile of all of that, and then everybody all together. I love splitting the party. My favorite.
To be fair, I split the party and I tried to do it the simplest way. Just Kaneen had no interest in taking a walk on the town. She's like, I'm just gonna go drink and hang out with friends.
You
Yeah,
could have
you're
been
fine.
slinging some dead bodies into a fire pit. You missed out,
Yeah.
buddy.
However, of all the people to be there to ruffle through dead bodies, you did lose the one who had actually just crawled into the pit. And
Yeah.
dead bodies.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh, fuck, the one person that we
Well,
needed.
had we known before that would have been an option, Kaneen might have gone with you. Been like, ooh, that sounds interesting. Let's do it.
He dives into the pile.
So, Nevi, you and Fogholm, after Lilith and Dr. Ray head off, kind of settle down and begin to fall into a meditative state. And as you're meditating, you begin to see a young human, curls, deep brown curls plastered to his face by sweat. He's sinking to his knees in a garden that looks a lot like this one. His eyes seem to betray a lack of sleep, deep rings underneath them. And despite the softness of his young features, he looks like he's experienced more pain and suffering than any one person should have bear. They're counting on me. They need me, but I am exhausted and frightened. Oh, what do I do? Please, someone tell me. What? What do I do? You see the moon race across the sky, soon replaced by the angry red sun that rises for the dawn of a fateful battle. 5 silhouettes approach the temple, and one claps the kneeling figure on the back. Their voices are muffled as if coming to you through the water, but you see them embrace and stand strong before they appear to march off to war and to battle. Then you come to, sweat on your brow, your vision swimming for a moment before it darkens and you fall to the ground from your seated position, slouched, passed out. A little bit later, you're awakened, a floral, sharp, citrusy smell underneath your nose as Foghorn Home is leaned above you, a wet cloth kind of pressed to your face. There we go, and all better now. I hate you so much right now, Alex.
I thought the same thing.
I
to be
know
fair.
800% how Matt Mercer feels now, and it's his fault that I feel this way because he wrote this campaign, and I blame him for everything of having players mock character names.
I say.
Bro, I had
okay?
Foghorn written down as I thought that was his name. So.
Foghorn. Home.
Okay.
So really, just Foghorn. Just you split the R and the N a little bit. It's basically the same name. I'm gonna point out, just with like 4 pixels omitted.
All right, guys, and we'll see you next time with a whole new cast and a different game.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Well,
it was a good run. We had a good run, guys.
But he kind
So-
of leans over you, patting a wet cloth on your face.
Did I know the man in the vision? Like, did I have any indication of who he was?
You recognize him from the previous vision that you all received in Jigao at the temple.
Okay. How come? Did you see him?
I didn't have any sort of vision or anything like that, if that's what you're referring to. It was a nice meditation for me, and then I kind of heard you slump over and came to see what had happened. Could you describe him?
He's so familiar. I think he needs help. He had brown hair. It was very curly. He was so handsome, but it was so sad. How do I find him?
I think I've seen that young man from your vision before in another vision. I think that he was a hero from the Calamity. You see, the Kryn capital of Rashana was the betrayer god's citadel called Gordranus in the time before the Calamity. The Betrayer's Rise here was once a fortress protecting Gordranus. In the darkest days of the Calamity, the prime deities and their most loyal champions laid siege to Gordranus before they captured the Betrayer's Rise and routed the Betrayer's god forces here. Though, the storytellers, they've long forgotten the names of many of those heroes. The force of their bond seems to, resonate almost as if carried on arcana winds or wings across the land.
Does the name Lixian mean anything to you?
I haven't heard that name, but I have seen some inscriptions, maybe from the time of the calamity, and one seems to be the beginning of the name with an A, and it might be your Elixian. And he kind of helps you to your feet and shows you over to several alcoves where you see messages, time-worn, but definitely hand-carved messages inscribed on the walls. The first one you see says, "Friends forever, don't," and something is missing from being rubbed and worn away. "Forget," and then something's missing. Another description that he goes, "This is the one that I think might have your Elixian name on it." It says, "You owe me a drink in Marquette, comma, A," and then it is kind of rubbed out, but it does look like it used to be a name beginning with an A there. The next one he shows you says, "I am writing this," and then it has a section rubbed out. "Record of me stating," another section that's rubbed out. "I will never ever duel you again." He shows you yet another. It says this, then there's a section that's missing. "Written proof," another section that's missing. "Promise to show you the mountains of my home one day." Then you have another section that says, "We love you. We will always be with you."
These all carved in different hands?
Some of them are different hands, some of them seem to be the same.
Okay. So we've got besties and someone owes our due to drink. Cool.
I dropped them in the chat so you guys have them all.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Foghorn, do you know any of the people that wrote this? How long has this been here?
I would think that probably at least since the calamity, if not before then. I wouldn't think that anyone who occupied Betrayer's Rise and Gorge Ronis would have such loving sentiments. But so I think it must be from the champions and the heroes who came and routed the Betrayer's God forces here at Betrayer's Rise.
But these would have been mighty heroes. They would have been people that, or creatures that would have been looked up to, admired.
Yeah, definitely. They would have done a lot of work to save a lot of people. Over 3/4 of Exandria was killed during the calamity, so a lot of people
And
lost.
Evie's gonna take a deep breath and just kind of mourn all of the loss, all of the sadness. Foghorn, you said that you've seen him before. The boy with dark curls. Has he said anything to you?
When I saw him, he was pleading, I think, to Avandra, the goddess of this temple, pleading for some help about everyone counting on him and not being certain of what to do.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me meditate here.
Of course, anytime you need some peace. But before you go, I get a strange sense of Melora about you. But I can't quite place it. Normally, followers of Melora, they got an aura, this kind of green, vibrant aura. But yours shifts, and it's green and verdant, and then it's got a peak of something strange in it. I'm not certain what it is, but I'm not certain it's happy with the rest of you either.
Bogham, there are bits of all of us that are a bit at odds with who we are. And
Well,
Nevi's going to look very sad at this.
I understand that. Just be careful, especially in that rise up there. Those bits that are not as happy with us tend to be a little bit stronger around that place.
I appreciate the warning. Thank you. You hear all the time, Bogham.
Yep, every day here trying to make this garden grow.
Oh, I will stop and meditate with you when we come back.
I look forward to it.
Nevi's going to give him a sad smile and turn and head back to her group. Feeling
gives like a-
very unsettled.
Okay, he gives like a little wave and then goes back to tending his garden. All right. Back at the ready room, long before any of this happened. Kaneen, you arrive back, getting a little bit better look of the ready room now that you're not rushing up with Dr. Ray directly up to the bar. You do see the bottom section seems to be a standard stable like layout, but the stables, the stalls themselves have been kind of cordoned off with rope and fabric to create kind of small rooms throughout. You also do see down here as well a small stand with supplies and things like that, and a bell to call for service if you end up needing to purchase any goods or items. And then once you head upstairs using the rope and pulley that gets you from the bottom floor of this disused old stable that has been converted to the top floor where the bar is, you see that it's almost the same scene as before, except the people have seemed to shift around. Io and her group do not seem to be there anymore. They've either gone to poke around the city or have gone to their own rooms at this point. You do see Question still there, and you do see the elf that Lilith and Nevi had spoken to and you had heard about at the barracks, Eloisa, sitting still in the corner, sipping what looks like to be a very expensive glass of wine or something of the sort.
There we go. Sorry, my computer just did something really weird all of a sudden.
You're good.
We're good now.
Mhm.
It popped you guys out of the Discord and then stopped showing you guys all together.
Oh,
But-
thoroughly.
No, we're good. Yeah, we're
I love
good.
it.
We're good. Just everything disappeared, but voices. Well, first things first, he's going to go to the bar and get a drink.
Okay.
He was
Easy
going
enough.
to crowdsource an idea amongst the other party, but since they decided to abandon him in his hour of need,
Clearly.
does it?
Because they knew.
Yeah, they knew. They're like, oh, Kani's probably coming back and he needs our opinion on things. We should go.
I mean, you could
he'll-
ask around for them.
He'll pay for pay and tip and all that jazz for the drink.
Okay. A tankard of beer is 1 copper. It's not expensive.
Okay, yeah, he'll drop the 2 coppers then. I think I have copper. I think only thing I've designated right now are gold and copper. Everything in between is pointless at this point. So, how many people are in the bar right now? Since my original plan is completely gone.
There's probably about 15 to 20 people here. It's not a huge space, but
Are
it's
they
pretty
all,
busy
like,
for the size.
warriors type? Or are they more civilian type?
It's a mix of the two. You see a lot of people who appear like well-muscled and like they are part of the soldiers who work here, but you also see people who seem to be a part of like the machine of keeping this city going.
Okay,
or might
so more
be
blue collar type than
yeah.
Okay, than anything. It's not that soldiers, I guess, aren't blue collar type, but separate blue collar type.
Yeah.
Red, white, blue collar.
There are definitely some soldiers like around here. They're not necessarily like in armor. They seem to be in like off-duty
Right.
clothes. But they're here as well. But you get the feeling that they kind of spend more time like drinking in the mess hall amongst themselves than they do among the general population, unless they have a reason to be among the general population, like family there or something like that.
So, he's gonna get his ale, and you said that names that I will remember in just a second. Aloysia.
Eloisa?
Eloisa. I had it written down and just going off phonetics. That is the elf from before, correct? Just to make
Yes.
sure that I have. Okay, sorry, just make sure I have the right name.
Yes.
Um,
She's the elf that you later learned was part of the consortium of the Vermilion Dream.
Right. The cult.
Yes, that the Tascan does not trust.
Yeah, I mean it's fair to be untrustworthy of cults too.
Well, he didn't say that he knows they're a cult. He said that he just thinks they sound like a cult. So.
See, this is how things happen. They're rumors.
Yeah. Kanine's probably a big perpetrator of that. To be fair, like most organizations, like that sounds like a cult.
Well, she is all dressed in one color, so.
Ooh, yep, that definitely. If they have an outfit that's the cult military, it's a cult.
Well, yeah.
Name doesn't make the rules here, but it's a cult. He is going to go. He's going to go prop up at her table and put his maul down on the table. Not like rough, to be fair, just like actually like kind of set it down, and try to gauge reaction real fast. Because he's not going for intimidation, just for the record.
Okay. Whenever you set it down, she seems kind of like alarmed that suddenly someone is sitting there that she has not met already. But she kind of gives a small smile and she's like, hello. I'm assuming you're another adventurer, maybe a part of Lilith's friends and parties that I spoke to earlier.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. I would be the big one of the bunch.
I can see that.
Thanks.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Exactly. Who did you need hit? Because I'm here for you. Really my skill set here, but he's gonna look and be like, so you look smart.
Well, thank you.
My question is, what kind of smart are you? Because there are different kinds of smart that exist. Like, I am a kind of smart, but I'm not the kind of smart that I need right now.
Okay. I am a scholar that enjoys focusing on folklore and ancient tales. So
That does sound like fun, admittedly. I was hoping you were more tinkery smart, admittedly.
it's not my alley, unfortunately. But if I could help you,
Yeah, I would say we're going to crowdsource this anyways, and you're going to be step number 1.
Okay.
He's going to like stand them all upright to where the handle is straight up, just into almost the ceiling, I assume, depending on what part we're at.
Okay.
It's like, so
It's
see,
like the
I've got a
corner,
dagger
so that the
here.
sloped roof, it's
Oh yes,
pretty,
oh,
pretty
yeah, so
tight.
yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
That's kind of when you said loft, I was like, okay, so we're probably pretty close if I stand it up.
Yeah.
He's gonna go ahead and like start undoing the rope a little bit, and he's
Mhm.
gonna pull the one dagger out, and he's gonna put what else do I have? I gleam and something else.
Do you have tickle?
I gleam and jabby, which
Oh,
are
jabby.
the perfect ones to go onto this.
Of course,
He's
yeah.
like, so I have these daggers here. This is gleam and this is jabby. Introduction's done.
Good dagger names.
He's actually, after he says introduction, he's like, I'm sorry. I'm Kaneen, by the way.
I'm glad that I finally got your name. I got your dagger's name first, and then yours.
That happens a lot. The mall has a name too, but it takes a level to get there.
Oh, it's very personal to get to know your mall.
Yeah.
I see. Damn it, Alex!
Land, I just wrote Darth Maul in the chat.
Damn it, Alex.
Out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, "That's not good," and then I was wrong.
Well, if Lilith is any indication of speaking for your group, then we will have plenty of time to get to know each other well enough.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Oh.
She is small and rather squishy. However, the task hand, who I believe name is Tascan, which is a weird coincidence, said that you were looking to go in. So is that what you talked to Lilith about? Is
Yes, it is.
jumping in with this? That sounds great. You look capable enough, and having more smart people is great.
But thank you.
I'll do the smashing. You, Lilith, Nevi, and Dr. Ray do the thinking, and then maybe the throwing of the spells.
It sounds like a good deal, and I already told Lilith there's some gold in it for you and your friends as well.
Even better. So he's gonna
Perhaps I can learn the name of your mall.
We'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Very guarded about this.
Just wait
Maybe
till he
not
gets
secret.
a new one. He's gonna kind of point. He's like, so I have this dagger here that I'm taking off. This was just a temporary thing. He's like, now I have these 2 special daggers that have names. Which, if I've learned anything, a named weapon is better than a non-named weapon.
Special, yes.
Yeah. He's like, so what I'm doing is I'm attaching them to the sides, but I need them to stay on better.
Yes.
Now, I can't just forge these on, and I don't want to pay to forge them on.
Understandable.
I'm just trying to get them, kind of just stay on better. And as
Okay.
I'm not an engineer or of the tinkering sort, and he's going to kind of look around the room. Does he see any, like, gnomes by chance? Because he's going to hard stereotype here.
High or low?
Ooh, high.
You do. You see one gnome.
It's like, as I say that, I do see one. He's going to kind of lean in, kind of across the table. It's like, does that look like a, arty, I don't remember what they're called.
An artificer.
Yes. Do you think that looks like one? The 3 I've known so far have all been gnomes, and so I'm kind of thinking that's a hard path for them.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know of any prominent artificers here, but maybe.
We'll move on from there then. So, as a scholarly person, what are your thoughts on how to attach these? Because this one stayed really well, the other one did not.
Well, you've got rope, and you said you have friends that have spells. I would think that if one of your friends maybe has a spell like mending, you could attach the handle of the dagger to the maul itself, using mending to fuse the metals.
Ooh. I like
And
you
until
already.
then,
You have
hold it on by
already
rope.
earned your keep.
Sure, yes.
He's gonna lean in a little bit. He's gonna wave at the bartender for a second and be like, another round for myself and my friend.
They bring over another round, and so it's another 1 copper for your tankard of ale, but it is 3 silver for her glass of port.
I have to break another gold. He gives them a gold because why would he do math when he can just give somebody?
Why do math whenever you can just give someone Dr. Ray's gold?
That is fair. Look at that. The
That's
one
what I'm here
gold
for.
spent. Look, Kaneen has always
Spent in
still
one
things
place
to
on one
live-
drink.
Yeah, Kaneen still thinks to live the lifestyle that he wants, and that lifestyle is not caring about money.
I mean, don't we all?
Like, doesn't want to be rich. He just doesn't want to have to worry about money. And if he needs more, he just goes and takes it.
Isn't that what we all strive for?
That is true. Like, real talk, that is true.
Yeah, but real talk, like,
My
isn't
financial
this what we
goal-
all want?
I feel comfortably stable if I can go to a bar and not constantly worry about the tab the entire night. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm doing well.
yeah.
Um,
As the rich people
Preach.
say, you're comfortable.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I haven't heard that before.
comfortable for a small night, for 3 hours of a night. Yes, sure.
It was just a third-party dig. It's fine.
Jeez,
I was just
wonder what
making
you're
a dig
digging
to
at.
someone who will never see it.
Yep, but they support us.
um,
Oh, he's awful clamped.
No, this
he's
I have
thinking
a-
about not having to worry about the bar tab, and it's getting him choked up.
Oh, no, I have a mixer that Ellie bought me, and it's
Mhm.
good, but like for some reason it like puts off bubbles and gnarly
Oh.
fumes that if you inhale, it's just constantly bubbly and doesn't look bubbly.
Mhm.
So if I inhale with my nose too close to it, it goes bubbly right up my nose, which is less than ideal.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, that
It's
doesn't
like
sound
having ginger ale on an airplane.
Well, it's a ginger beer, and so like it is
Oh,
straight
yeah.
ginger up the nose.
great. Oh yeah.
And
That's a lot.
It is a pretty good mixer if you guys like mules.
Sounds really good.
It's called Duke's. It has lime in it, but I would suggest adding a little bit of lime to it because the lime's really not prevalent. But it's a good ginger beer mixer, if that's your predilection.
Love
I do
ginger.
enjoy a good mule.
I mean, I
love
make mine
ginger.
with gin, but I make everything I can with gin if it's possible. So, but so he's gonna like, okay, cool. He's gonna kind of lean in close as after their beers arrive, and he's gonna be like, first off, what are you drinking? Because that costs a lot more than mine, and it looks good.
It's port. It's a sweet sipping wine.
He's gonna put his hand in front of us and be like, I'd like one of those as well.
They bring you one. It's 3 silver.
Okay, I'll break. He's gonna give him 5 silver to make this
Okay.
simpler on him.
Okay. It's actually a very good port. Roll a perception check whenever they come over to pour it.
Oh, they're about to stiff me. I have been so generous. Oh, ooh, that's actually not a bad roll. 16.
Okay, you notice whenever they come over, because these are actually in bottles. It's not like a keg of it or anything like that. Whenever they come over to pour the bottle, you see the name Bathory on it.
Ooh.
He likes it less. I was gonna kind of look at it for a second and be like, he's gonna kind of like gently try to stop the bartender or whoever. Like, I assume the bartender's over dropping it off.
Mhm.
Whoever comes to dispense.
And the bartender and the owners are the same people. It's a
fair enough.
brother-sister duo.
Ye old busboy, perhaps.
So they're the ones running back and forth.
Okay.
Um,
Which admittedly I did forget before I did this that I gave them a lot of gold, which I cannot imagine AO's party drank anywhere near that amount.
no, absolutely
Okay.
not.
Hefty tip, knowing that an ale is 1 copper now.
Yeah.
Which admittedly I could have asked before, but Kaneen wouldn't have asked before. He would have been like, yeah, sure. I drank in really big cities. This is probably appropriate.
Yep.
But cool. So yeah, that makes sense as to why I'm getting table service, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, you gave what, 5 gold last
5
session?
gold for a table, which knowing that probably all drinking ale, they probably went through like 5 silver worth of ale because that'd be
Yeah.
a lot of ale for them.
A table of like 5 people, you gave
Yeah.
5 gold for.
Yeah. So in theory, if they each drink 10 ales, they maybe drink 10 silver worth. And I said, keep the rest as a tip. And so they've got 4.5, if not more gold
Yeah.
as a tip. So
Yeah. Plus an
Canning
additional
basically is a
gold that you just
VIP.
gave them for that port and
Yeah.
ale combo. But they're not going to charge you for the second port. They're going to take it out of the other gold that you gave.
Oh,
So.
well, he absolutely put some silver down on the table. If
Okay.
they didn't take it, they didn't take it.
They
but he
didn't
put
take
down.
it. They just
Yeah, they can
assumed
put
it was out of the gold that you gave them before, kind of like as another running tab.
Fair enough. He's gonna take a drink and I don't know, moderately enjoy it.
Okay.
He's
I
a
mean-
simpler taste.
Yeah, port's a pretty complicated, complex wine, and this port in particular has a very deep flavor. It has kind of at first a metallic tang to it, not as if it was like sharp, but almost coppery. Before it mellows and smooths into a coffee chocolate flavor before ending with like a plum cherry low note.
Well, I like it if it's any consolation.
Port is
he's
like
gonna-
is sweet red wine, right?
Yes, it's like
that's
a
the only
dessert.
part that makes me lean away from it. Admittedly, I prefer dry.
It's too sweet for me. It's syrupy to me.
Oh no,
I love a good port.
Steven loves port, but
like
it's
I like
too
old
sweet for
vine
me.
zins and things of that nature. Like dehydrate me is what I want.
I like things that are drinkable. I like a good buttery Chardonnay and
I specifically don't like buttery wines.
okay, well,
Like
Tea.
specifically,
Vodka.
if it's a buttery wine, I'm out.
I'll drink a buttery wine.
Yeah, he's gonna lean in after this small exchange, and she give very good advice. Like, so this is Barb. He's gonna pat them both.
Well, Barb is lovely, and she will look so great with her new additions.
I already have a plan for the next one.
Yeah.
And everything. I just need it to be a new Thedurnian one.
Okay.
Save enough money for it. Don't think I have enough, admittedly, but you know, if I can get it made, I can probably just steal it from there. So.
Well, that's a plan at least.
So what are you looking for in this big place? I mean, I'm just kind of hanging out. We have an overall goal, I think, but really they said if I could come along, I can just smash things, and so kind of, you know.
Well, I'm looking for a ancient prayer site that I found in
I'm sorry.
that I found in some scrolls that I seem to indicate that it's in Betrayer's Rise, and I think there might be a decent concentration of a crimson-colored mineral called ruidium. It's supposedly infused with the power of Ruidus.
That's the moon, right?
Yes, the little
that
red one.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm
There
gonna
are,
fight that moon one day.
you're going to fight the moon.
That's my goal currently. Yes.
That is literally a lofty goal.
Sure.
Very high.
Is that because we're in a loft?
No, just because the moon is very high and so lofty. It's a high-reaching goal. It was a joke. It was a play on words.
He's gonna kind of lean in again. He's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. The intellect thing is really not my strong suit. That
I
was
love her.
obvious already.
I see. Yes, that's why I just kind of swiftly moved on from the joke after it did not land at all.
He's gonna lean back for a second, take another drink of the port. Kind of make a face and lean again. He's like, however, if we're good, I've got you. Otherwise, I'll just smash you too. But I mean, we're friends still, right?
I would hope so. You've given me no reason to think otherwise, and I would hope that I've given you no reason to think otherwise.
No.
Wrong smash, Alex. Wrong smash.
Wrong smash.
Smash.
Definitely,
Smash.
definitely was not threatening that.
This is 800% not Kaneen's type. She is willowy, pale.
Strength comes in many forms, to be fair. But okay, so yeah, I guess we'll just hang out. I mean, the rest of the party should be coming soon. I was coming actually to meet that group of AO's group. It's the goblin and a drow and a few other people around.
Oh, yes, that very rowdy table that you all were at earlier.
Yes, yeah, that'd be them.
I think I heard something from them that they were going to go, like, scout out the entrance to the Betrayer's Rise to see if they could get any information for you all. And then they were going to come back here and get one of the little rooms with cots in them.
Noted. Are you staying here?
No.
Wait, is there another place to stay?
My group has arranged different housing for me. More private housing.
Well, kudos, I guess. Okay, I mean, if you don't mind, I'm just hang out and drink until, I mean, I'll cover the tab.
You're welcome to sit as long as you'd like. I'll probably retire for the evening and not very long.
Okay. Well, when you go, you go. I will find a new table to bother.
Sounds about right.
Excellent. So you two sit for a little bit longer and drink. Throughout the time that you're there, she also kind of talks a little bit about bits and pieces of why she's there, and what she knows of the area. She mentions that the records that she gleaned this information from tell of an unidentified hero of the Calamity who hailed from Wildmount that was born under Ruidus and wielded like supernatural powers because of Ruidus. And that's why she thinks the prayer site is connected to Ruidus. She also mentions that he participated in a bunch of battles across Wildmount as well as Marquette, including a battle here at Betrayer's Rise. But that he died at the battle at Betrayer's Rise and was brought back to life at this holy site as a vengeful revenant by Avandra, the Changebringer. And then she also mentions that the tales mentioned that he wore a pendant that contained the power of 3 gods, and that pendant is the key to acquiring the ruidium that her organization is seeking. So she's hoping to find the pendant while they're there as well.
As she kind of brings that bit up, Kanina has one small follow-up question, which he probably would have asked a lot sooner. If he was anybody else in the party. Why do you want this ruidium so bad?
Well, there's a lot of information about Ruidus out there, and we just seek to study the power that Ruidus has. Many believe it to be a curse or something negative or evil. But we believe that Ruidus is rather of a blessing and a strength, and we wish to study this mineral that's infused with the power of the moon to show that our point of view is correct.
Oh, he kind of puts his hand up to his chest for saying, he's like, I apologize if I offended you by saying I wanted to fight Ruidus.
It's okay. Many people have strong viewpoints about the Red Moon, and the silly superstitions that surround it.
No, I was 100% cursed by the red moon. And to be
Sure.
fair, I think we got it straight. Had a quick talk with the moon, with my little moon spear. I think we're all set. So I think we're at an understanding. However, I will fight Ruidus if she wants to step. I have no qualms overall. I think we're set. But you let her know next time I assume you guys talk, as most
course,
religious
yes.
people do,
Mhm.
that we're good as long as she's good.
Of course, I will let the moon know for you.
Thank you. And then back to drinking.
It seems
just
more
general shit.
placating than anything. She's just trying to be like, okay.
Not gonna lie, when I threatened the moon, like session 3 or whatever, I did not think the moon was gonna play this big of a part in it.
I don't like that laugh.
Blatantly threatened what is apparently a large deity in this story arc.
Whoopsie.
Just gonna show up like, "Hey, you're talking shit." Which Kaneen's gonna respond, "Yeah, I was. What about it?" And then die.
I was going to say, like, is this going to be one of those games where you have the boss fight that you're not supposed to win, you're supposed to lose, and then come back at later?
You never know.
For
until
Kaneen,
it's
maybe.
bad.
Yeah. By the way, glorious, wonderful, excellent, humble, ever so nice to us, won't kill us, DM, the Chaos Gremlin has been released.
Okay.
I have to be a Valley Girl again.
13, what was rolled?
13. 1, 3.
Listen.
And guess who rolled it?
That's what I'm saying listen about. Last time I had to be Valley Girl, which is really just not the strong suit.
Okay. So noted. It will come up at an appropriate interval. So Kaneen, that conversation continues, and then eventually, Lilith and Dr. Ray come back, and find you at the table. In about the time that they come back, a little bit beforehand, is whenever Eloisa kind of excuses herself and leaves for the evening. And so you have this nice corner table to yourself for your friends whenever they get there. And so they all sit down with you.
I would put the maul just on the ground at this point, for the record. It's not just like sitting upright on the table.
I mean, I figured it was like one of those Brazilian tourist flags at this point. Like marking where you're at through the crowd so they don't lose you.
I mean, I feel like the 7+ foot tall Goliath is enough of a marker in most taverns. What is that gray head sticking above everybody else? Definitely not our Goliath.
I mean, you
That's
weren't there, but
somebody
they
else's
saw 7 foot tall Furbolg, so.
No hair.
He's all hair, so yeah.
Yeah, it's clear differential.
But yeah, so they come back and they sit down with you. Is there anything you guys particularly want to talk about before Nevi returns?
Dr. Ray got there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do have mending as a cantrip, and
Yep,
also
yep,
I'm going
you
to
were gonna be the
order
one.
a bunch of jalapeno poppers and not continue drinking.
They don't have jalapeno poppers. They
Well,
have
they're
mushy
incorrect.
rice and fish.
I will still order them and then be disappointed when I get mushy rice and fish, but I will still eat them.
Okay.
If you wrap the mushy rice in the fish, it could kind of feel like it.
Yeah. Just take
Fish is
fistfuls.
overcooked and not good. But
Yeah.
Good. That would feel more like the bacon,
jalapeno poppers,
like the
yeah.
red tail
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, it'll
Just-
be fine.
Popping it in my mouth, just fistfuls of it. Yeah,
Okay.
what up? You need something, broski?
Gonna kind of look at the two of you and be like, "Do either of you two have mending?"
I
As
do
a
have.
spell in your little bookie things or not bookie things. I don't know how it works.
I do. Do you?
Eleanor?
It was like,
Eleanor says no.
Me? Oh, okay, cool. I would say I can do two, and it
It
takes
was-
me a while to get them out.
It was a general you. Don't worry. Yeah, I can do that. What?
He's gonna point to the mall as he has the 2 new daggers wrapped around. He's like, so a friend told me
Mm-hmm.
that if I kind of get this like this, that I could have somebody cast Mending on it, and it should kind of like force the daggers into
Oh,
the maul.
yeah. Kind of like forge it, kind of like
Yeah, just like with magic.
yeah, because that's like the way it's meant to be. So I'm mending it, I'm repairing it to its true
Yeah,
final
you
form.
just
Yeah.
kind of trick the magic. I assume you can trick everything else. Why not magic?
Yeah, no, it's not trickery. It's just belief. I believe that this is how it's supposed to be.
Well, belief
I'm
is
putting-
just trickery at its core. I'm pretty sure.
You are not wrong.
Kaneen
Anyway,
the philosopher.
yeah. So Dr. Ray like puts her hands on it gently so as to not like knock them out of place, and like blows through the war horn, which is like over her shoulder, and like
in the bar, everybody jumps.
don't worry, everyone, it's magic. And then hopefully mends the thingy together.
You attempt to put it together with mending. It does not seem to work.
I try again.
You just hear from like the other side of the bar, "God's damn it!"
It's magic. Calm down. And I flick whoever it is silver. And I try one more time.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, Kaneen's not gonna argue, I guess.
Mending's a cantrip. It's fine.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
fine.
never mind. Then, by all means.
I can do this all night.
So you try another time. It still does not work. You're getting the distinct feeling he got bad advice.
Well, I tried. Hold on. Let's see if I have any other spells that can force two things together in an unholy way.
Marriage?
No, I could bestow a curse upon it, but that's about it.
I mean,
Oof.
Oh wait, I'm the only one here not married. I'm going to be the one that says marriage. It just dawned on me. Tee.
I mean, technically everything I do is in an unholy way, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's gonna after that. He's like, "Well, I appreciate the effort. Can you help me just tie these knots really tight, then?"
I can try. Do I have
Cool.
to roll for knots?
No.
Do we have to roll? Okay, so wait,
No.
do we have to roll for knots? Knots survival is not bad, but it's
fine.
not great.
It's
Mine
fine.
is not great either.
Look, half
Together.
of my stats are negatives.
Together you managed to tie it on about as good as you got two on before,
Yeah,
but
I'll
Yeah,
just have
but
to
now-
let know my new friend that the advice didn't work. It was solid advice. It made sense to Kaneen, which may have been a bad flag.
I mean, I've done things with mending before that have done similar things. So, you
mean,
know,
I
it was
think-
worth a try.
Like, I thought it was worth a try as well, but like, Micah Brain immediately said like, mending repairs items. This was not one item. This is multiple items.
It
I don't
doesn't
think
glue
this is
them.
gonna work. But you know, I was willing to be surprised.
Uh-oh. Corey, come back to us.
No.
The Matrix. She's stuck in it again.
Rip. So I guess I'm the DM now. Oh,
She hasn't gone away yet. She's still there.
Oh.
Dan and Ethan
Now
got onto
Alex
video
is-
games again.
Alex is DM and Chaos Gremlin.
Oh
hell
no.
yeah. Hell yeah. What have you done to yourselves? All right. So the mall thing worked. And not only that, it spouted a second dagger. All right. And now a fireball is coming towards the tavern. Do what you will with that.
I hit it like a baseball.
Right. That works. You get an automatic 20. You hit it like a baseball and you destroy the moon.
Yes.
Oh. Oh no. The moon. Oh, she's gone.
It's
Oh,
canon.
no.
All right.
We win.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Oh.
Fully victorious.
am I back?
You're back.
Yes, you are back.
The best part is listening to you guys talk about me while I'm gone, because my connection is fully fine on my end. It's not transmitting
We
to
said
you.
nothing bad.
So I get all of what you're saying, but you can't hear me desperately going, I'm here. I don't know.
We're
I'm over-
here.
I-
We're
Listen,
here.
we were
we're
destroying
here.
the moon. It's all
I
good.
do feel like that Kenan and Kaneen has now destroyed
No.
Rudis.
No.
The
Damn,
moon
I
has
tried.
No.
cracked open, and the deity is now there.
Yeah,
No.
again,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna back down on the whole Kaneen squaring up to Rudis thing, but I'm not gonna lie,
You
I
keep
might
your
have been a
word.
little more hesitant had I known that Rudis is gonna be an overarching theme. I thought it was just sort of like, oh, this little side thing, versus, oh yeah, we all praise Rudis. Like, oh.
And back then, Coria is just inside her mind going, ha ha ha.
As I tell one of the ardent followers,
He
that,
is
oh, yeah,
fucking
I'm
with
planning
us
on
from the
fighting
very beginning,
God.
y'all.
I've been fucking with you since session 0. I
Yep.
don't know what you're talking about.
I love
Character creation, I was fucking with you guys. You think I was suggesting things to you because I thought it'd be good for you? No, I suggested things to you because I thought it'd be good for me.
That's fine.
The DM has to
Right.
get their kick somehow.
I
I'm
like the
just-
drama.
Trying to make the story extra interesting and weave you into the universe. It's fine.
Done.
Should have known when my dislike of wet feet turned into chaos and almost death.
You know, yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah. That's how it goes. Okay. So after that whole thing with tying the daggers back on happens, Nevi, you manage to find your way back to the ready room and back to the bar with your friends. As you kind of come up the like little hand pull elevator makeshift to the second area in the loft, you hear a buzzing. And you kind of look around, and shooting out from behind you, you see a glowy, small golden bee. And everyone at the table, you also hear a buzzing. And a whole bunch of other small, glowing, shimmery bees, like bees, end up flying around you, and it leaves like this trail of shimmering sparkles. All of you become fully healed,
Hey!
and you gain I have to do math, hold on.
Math is always fun. Oh, I can take that condition up. I'm not blinded anymore.
You kind of catch some of the dust, and the dust begins to like multiply in your hands, and some of it falls on the table, and it begins to multiply on the table. And the whole party altogether, like, so you're gonna have to end up splitting this up amongst you, but 450 gold ends up
Holy
appearing
Holy schmoly.
What?
on your table.
Is this the
Wow.
Chaos Gremlin? Is this the first good Chaos Gremlin we've gotten?
I think so.
That's so much
Wow.
better than starting on fire.
Or yeah, or being
Out of
possessed. Like
The corner of your eye, you see up in the loft the little imp that's just like, meh, and then disappears.
I did one. What, like
Kaneen's gonna
100?
try to give him like the like you okay Russo kind of nod. That
Not
very
so bad.
specific type of look.
So we
Said
each
400.
do get 111 gold, and that leaves us 1 remaining gold.
1 gold for beers tonight is fine. That should cover us.
Yeah.
I was around. No, I wasn't at the bar when you paid. So yeah, I will be like that. So that's fine.
Oh yeah, the rest of the stuff I paid at the bar was for a specific table that is no
Yeah.
longer there. As far as I'm concerned, that whole thing is forfeit.
Jesus.
However, I'm pretty
100
sure that I could get whatever I need to at this bar at this point because I have paid them an obscene amount of money. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Kaneen does not care enough about those kind of things to do anything about that or take advantage of the situation. So
So how much are we adding?
111 gold each, and then we have 1
Okay.
gold left over that Kaneen has had a round of drinks.
yeah, a round of port for all of you guys and an ale. for
Ooh, I
me,
do
because
like
of
a
that.
good port. You know, my family makes a
cover
port
most of
back
it.
at home.
As you said, they just come like, I actually just had it. It's not bad. A little.
Wait,
sweet.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I just had some with a friend.
Here?
Yeah. He's gonna kind of raise his hands like, "Hey, can we get the bathy port over here? Just for the
Bathy.
table?"
Okay.
They know what he's
uh,
gonna put. They know what I mean. It's fine.
The bathy.
The
It's
bathy port. It's what they call it around here.
Yeah, it's a regional accent where they
Yeah.
drop the middle of every word.
Yeah.
My looks to Nevi. My wine is served here? All the way out here?
Family's reach is legendary, Lilith. Of course it would be sold out here. They would only serve the best.
And he's gonna put his hand up. Can I get a different port as well?
They do not have.
Let's test this theory.
They don't
And
have a
Nevi's gonna
different port.
kick him under the table.
As they say we don't have another port, and he's gonna look at Nevi and be like, "What's up now?"
Out of game. Would is this news to Lilith that
This
the
is
one?
news to Lilith.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like,
This is outside of the Empire.
yeah, I'm like, This is the
Deep
furthest.
into enemy territory.
Yeah, I'm like,
Oh.
this is the furthest reach.
A merchant selling
Remember,
unlimited.
Nevi, my family serves certain individuals. This is not quite an area that we would reach out to normally.
Lilith,
What-
do you think that maybe shipment has been acquired and brought out here?
I do want to know how they got a hold of my family's wine. Be it, like you said, it was confiscated, or if somebody has reached out thus far.
Surely no one from your family.
Oh, that's sweet. No.
Like a problem that your family's weird, stinky sugar water is out here? No offense, I just don't have a sweet tooth. Is it
I'll
weird?
look past that comment.
You should.
Please.
I have another tanker of that piss water that you love so much.
I mean, I will, but you're not answering the question.
It's just unusual for them to reach out this far. To reach out this far means several things. One of the most important is the risk it takes to deliver out this far. So, I was unaware that they were serving this far and kind of would like to know why. Or, as Nevi pointed out, it could have been that shipment was confiscated, something happened. Now, if that's the case, I need to know immediately and deal with that.
Insight check. Dr. Ray doesn't believe that she's telling the truth.
Okay,
Fully.
Dr. Ray, roll insight, and then Lilith either roll a deception or a wisdom check.
It almost doesn't matter.
I was about to say it won't matter.
What's the insight?
8.
Nat 20.
Yeah, okay.
So she definitely seems to be honest about what she's saying. She seems concerned for the business aspect of it.
All right. I take a glass of the port and swallow it. Not painfully, not with disgust, just uncomfortably.
Is this, when served the port, of course I'm going to be a true connoisseur. Swirl, sniff, slight sip. Is this... is this of a certain vintage from my family's winery? Is this from the special reserve, or is this the normal brand?
It's the normal.
Okay.
It's not anything like special or like a particularly good year or
Okay.
anything like that.
Would it be bootleg?
No. I think this is from whatever year, 4 years from now. Not from now. 4 years past.
Future wine.
This is future
Yes.
wine?
Well-
I'd like more of it, please.
Look, there is some special deals we have made to procure. No, it's just a 4-year vintage. It's fine. It's not the best, but it's okay.
Lilith, would you like me to find the owners? Would you like to speak with them about this?
He's gonna come. He's gonna come. He's like, oh, it's just those two there. Like, we're good friends.
Well, we're such
They
good
wave.
friends.
He's
Excuse
giving
me.
them a lot of money. They are good friends at this point.
Good friends one way or the other, but we're good
It-
friends.
Yeah, at least they're good friends with his money.
Lilith will make motion for them to come over.
Yeah, so, the male drow, the brother of the two of them, who has mostly been the one that has been bringing drinks back and forth and seems more personable of
Mhm.
the two of them, Delez comes over. Yeah, what can I do for you?
Hiding her ring, her sigil,
Mhm.
she'll just let. Yes. First of all, lovely bottle of wine. I haven't had this in such time. It's actually hard to find in this area. Can I ask, please, how were you able to procure it?
Oh, yeah, we got, a shipment in from some of them, scholar people that come in from Ankrel.
Oh, I see. Did they make mention at how they came across it, or they just had it on hand?
Well, she brought it in as part of a payment for a she called it a villa, but it's not really a villa. It's just another building that we manage and own for the town. But she wanted her own location while she's here, and said that she had some fine wine that she could bring in. It was her favorite, so she thought that she'd bring some and it would benefit her and benefit us. Said it was some fine stuff. So we set her up in the villa and traded for this port. It seems to be going well with outsiders like you all.
Yes, it is very good, but dear friends, I would be concerned about the payment and for the villa. Have you heard about this wine and the owners of it?
Not really. Seemed like foreign types. They're all from Unkrel, so I assumed it was from somewhere out in Marquette.
Yes. But you see, they like to expand. They always do. And serve regions, and it always starts with supplying local taverns until they have a good foothold. Now, my friend, I'm worried that them buying a villa in this area means that they have found interest in setting up shop here.
Oh no, they didn't buy the villa. Just the researcher who came in. She made her payment to use it while she's here, out of the port.
I see.
No, I've never met anyone who has to do with the winemakers here. I just assumed it was some sort of fancy Marquette wine.
It's
so
very
it had to
fancy,
be
top of the line.
served cold, which is a very Marquette thing to serve something chilled, being from the desert and all.
Interesting. Thank you for answering my questions. This scholar, do you know their name?
Yeah, she was sitting here with your friend earlier. You spoke to her briefly, all red robes.
Eloise.
Aloisa. Yeah, that's it.
Very interesting. Thank you.
Of course. He kind of wanders off to the bar and he's like, Prima! Prima! They like the port!
What do you think we should do about this, Lilith?
It would be nice to know how Eloisa was able to get a hold of my family's wine. And
Kaneen has an inn. Maybe he could take us there.
Kaneen?
No, I mean, we're friends, but I mean, I didn't like creep on where she's staying.
I see.
Like, not that kind of
So you
friends.
weren't able to
Does-
close
she
the
does-
deal, huh?
She does know Barb's name now, but
I must at least tell
Regret.
you a little bit of what's going on. You see, my family, we serve the region from where I come from, and we have a very specific clientele that we serve to. It is peculiar that we've reached out this far. Usually when this happens, it's when my family tends to want to expand in the area. And if my personality hasn't given away at all, well, they're rather ruthless. In fact, my sisters are a little bit more ruthless than I am. So,
that sounds awful, if I'm being honest.
Little scary.
Nevi's met them.
Ooh, I have. Lilith is delightful. Compared
Say
to
with that
them.
same face. She's fine. That's exactly what I told you, isn't it?
She says, looking like a hostage.
You're right. It is just. Well, I am all for taking over an area, but I fear unfair competition. Yes.
I mean, you don't get to choose what people do after they get your product.
True.
They trade a pallet of your port for lodging. Yeah, I mean, she told me she had better lodging, admittedly, but I don't know where that is. I mean, it's not a very big place. You guys went on a walk. Did you see a villa? 'Cause
No.
we could break in.
We mostly saw corpses, to be honest with you.
And I stayed here. Why didn't you come get me?
It was a kind of a spur of the moment thing.
Listen.
It seemed like an urgent
I
matter.
mean,
I'm sorry. Next time.
No, I gotta sit here and drink. It was fine. I needed a night off.
Yeah,
After the
I'm
yeah.
sure
year
we can ask our
talking
friends
and
here at the
after
bar
earlier
that where
today,
the villa was.
It's
I'm
okay.
sure they'll tell us.
It was
Oh, speaking of friends at the bar, Ayo and her whole posse went to
Ayo.
the front of the Rift, right? Is the right name? Is it Rip or Rift?
Betrayer's Rise
Rise.
is the place.
Rift.
There's a rift inside the betrayer rice that the
Yeah,
demons
they
are
went
spewing
to-
from.
They went to the thing. To the
That was because
NPC
of me.
Information for particularly us, I think, is what she said. But we'll see. I mean, I reckon we'll see them in the morning. And we can talk about it then. But I think they went to go kind of fill out some information for us. So I think that it might be nice to have more people who get hit a lot than just myself.
Speak for yourself. I get
I
hit.
did just speak for myself. Yes,
Mm,
you get hit a lot because you get out of position.
picks up her wine glass and just drinks.
Neen will point out that in the shark battle, you left the back lines to go off to the side, so you get a shot in and then got sharked in the face. Every other time you leave positions, you can get your little shots in and then get beamed and then complain about it. Kaneen's the tank. He stands up front where he's supposed to.
Should we talk about the spirit?
the spirit that you decided to go investigate things on your own as a squishy little
You were
person.
right there.
Nevi's
was
going
already in a
to
different
quietly slide a tankard right over to Kaneen and just smile at him, making eye contact, like, stop.
He's gonna pick up the tankard and kind of look at the party and be like, "Look, I understand I'm not terribly smart in most things.
Yes,
But
you
the
are.
bat-
Don't
but the-
sell
But
yourself
the
short.
battle, like, no, I'm selling myself pretty accurately, I feel.
Please do go on. Dig your
when
ditch.
it comes to the battle things, fighting is the one thing I know,
Uh-huh.
and that is it. And so I will not be questioned on the fighting things. Everything else, I admit, you guys have probably collectively got me beat on. But this one thing is it's about all I got, so I'm gonna hold on to it.
So you're going to
that
say
is
it was
better than Dr. Ray. I mean, Dr. Ray knows lots of things, including the smell of your farts.
That's
No,
a
it's not
bonding
the
thing. That's
smell.
different.
It's the frequency. It's the pitch. It's the
Oh.
Admittedly, I don't understand that either.
it's vibrations communicate a lot of things. Don't worry about
I
it.
just
But what
know that Dr.
what were
Ray seems
you
to know
about-
things about
Oh.
me, based
How
off
are
of
you-
that.
but like how are you about to insult me? Please continue. Yeah.
Oh, careful, Nevi. The
As a
orphans are
rift
getting
forms in the
riled
party
up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Now Nevi
yes.
is going to slide a tankard in front of Dr. Ray.
This. I will also remember this insult. Glug 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 glug.
Another tankard. We'll see about that.
I won't remember it after 5 more.
He's
Nevi
he's
slides
gonna be
another.
So you're just sleeping in like the downstairs area, right, where everybody else is, I assume. Or do you? He's gonna look at Lilith and be like, "Or Lily, do you have a villa for us as well?"
Well, I don't think my family owns a villa here, but seeing that we've made buddies with Aloysia, and she just procured a villa herself, I'm sure if we speak to her, she'll have room and board for us, and maybe find out a little bit more about her, as well as how she came across my wine.
Feel like you're gonna upset my new friends a little bit, but I also feel like it's probably not worth the effort it's
You
gonna take.
make
to stop you,
friends
so
with you have made friends with rocks, I bet. Everything you probably consider are
That
your
is
friends.
because my personality is not grating.
Oh.
You trust everybody, don't you?
Yes, and if they betray that trust, he's gonna kind of smack. He's like, Barb takes care of it from there. Until I replace Barb, in which case she will go to a good home of being burnt and molten down.
Should go to a
Is-
hammer farm upstate.
Yeah, nobody else is there. The new one, which already has a name selected, shall exist, and the name shall be deemed upon the worthy. He's gonna lean into Dr. Ray and be like, "You'll be first."
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, man. What's
So
the
is
name?
Barb short for anything?
Barbocious.
Oh, I thought it was Barbados. Oh, okay.
No,
Or
Barbocious.
Barbasol? Oh, okay.
Barbocious.
Makes way more sense.
So how did you come up with the name? It sounds very noble.
The hammer told me. All good weapons name themselves. It's what people
That's
don't
true.
tell you. If you name a weapon, it's not its name. And the
Hmm.
names are what make a weapon.
It's true.
Because
Fascinating.
getting killed by Deathbringer is cool, but like, I know a guy who had a sword that was called Bunny of Truth, and he killed a lot of people. It's hard to go in the afterlife being killed by a sword that named itself the Bunny of Truth. Good luck talking to your deities then.
I mean,
That's what Barb.
bunnies, don't they have those big sharp pointy teeth? They seem very fierce.
Only to vegetables.
Hmm.
They will, however, dig those teeth in and suck the juices out of those vegetables.
So in a way, it's kind of an honor.
Yeah.
You are the vegetable.
After the sword gets to you. Yes,
Yeah.
I like this. Symmetry.
I would like just to say during this entire conversation, Lilith is drinking to get drunk.
It's like, now that my family's port is here, let me just down this. I haven't been able to get drunk in a long time.
She's
Also,
just
what is legal
constantly.
drinking age in this continent?
It's 16 now because that's how old I am.
I don't think it's that. It's like, well, I'm
Um,
drinking a bunch and I'm 15, so new drinking age.
I mean, most fantasy realities, it's like general age of being an adult, which is usually about 14, 15.
Okay.
I made Lilith be older than that, even though Steven wanted her to be that young, because I couldn't murder a teenager that young.
You should hang out with teenagers more. The more you hang out with them, the more that becomes a reality.
I have one right over there, so
Well, see, but that's
that's
when you have a deeper connection to. I'm talking like general teenagers.
I mean,
In the
yeah.
words of the great,
Yeah.
in the words of the great bard Gerard Way, teenagers scare the living shit out of me.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
respect
yeah. I mean, it's true. But yeah, I couldn't do that, so I made Lilith be 16.
So you can murder a 16-year-old.
Yeah, they've lived long enough. That's long enough.
They've experienced life.
16?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. I was like, on the subject of that, I'm pretty sure he's 15 right now, so that puts him really close to that.
Yeah, in a couple of months.
I'm going to make a note of that for police reports in the future, just in case.
Sure.
Well, sir, if you go to Twitch, you'll see.
This is when she started plotting your death. But
Nevi is
anywho.
going to
Yep.
lean over to Lilith. Are we going to visit Aloisa now?
Yes. However, I would appreciate if we use the guise of wanting to find out more information and set up a time to head it to Betrayer's Rise with her. As
I can
means
join
to-
her cult if you want.
Sure.
No?
Go
Okay.
ahead. I don't care.
just to get the insides.
Why not?
Needs to know
deep.
kind of background. Like, I don't think I'm allowed to join the cult. I did tell her that I wanted to fight her cult's god without realizing it. He's like, he kind of looks at all you guys for a second. He's like, to be fair, I am going to fight the Red Moon.
Of
Shoot
course
for
you
the
are.
moon.
Druidess
We
is
know.
going down.
I
I
believe
did
you.
tell her that
But-
before I realized that that was the cult's thing.
Unless you told her otherwise, the plan was she was supposed to head into Betrayer Rise with us.
Oh, no, I told her I'd guarantee her safety.
Okay. I feel like she
She's
would.
cool. I mean, she worships the god I'm going to fight, but yeah, no, she's cool.
Then, if she has room, I'm sure we can talk and find a way to spend the night with her, ask questions, and find out other things.
Yeah, let's go there. I'll make the introductions. Kaneen
I-
just stands up.
She
puts-
looks to Nevi and I'm just like, did you forget that we already spoken to her?
Nope is the answer.
It's
He's not answering that, but no is the answer.
Okay.
He doesn't know
It's-
who knows her or not. He just knows that Lily knows her, and that is the extent of it. He doesn't know who else has actually talked to her. He was hanging out with AO and the friends at that point.
But it was that tank at the, okay.
So you guys don't know where she's staying.
Oh yeah, no.
I figured that we would talk to the
Oh,
bar and
the
ask them where the
barkeeper.
villa was.
He's gonna Prima and the other name that I wrote down somewhere. My pen's been messing up, so my notes tonight have been rough.
Delez?
Delez. I was like, it's a D. I have a D and then really bad scribbles afterwards. Handwriting.
You know.
Whichever
yeah.
one's there.
You're just gonna ask them where Aloisa is staying?
Well, yes, no.
You've paid handsomely for the information.
And it is a
Drop
little
5 more
creeper,
gold
though.
down.
Like, how are we approaching this?
Which one is there will depend on how I approach it.
Currently, Delez is upstairs kind of cleaning up. Prima has gone downstairs to start shutting up for the evening
And
because
we are upstairs still, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna approach Delez.
Okay.
Be like, hey, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
I was supposed to meet Aloysia at her villa, but I don't remember where it is. We were talking and drinking, and I was supposed to take a bottle of port. So if I could snag a bottle, I don't know, whatever that runs you, I'm good for it, as I feel like we both know.
Roll a deception check.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I show
What is
them
my
this
deception?
shit. Oh well.
Have an inspiration
Ooh,
because
I forgot that I, as a criminal background, as a murderous thief, have proficiency in it. So I, weirdly enough, have a positive in this check.
Oh, great. Versus your like
Hey.
-1 normally.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that was my initial. Oh, great.
Well-
Charisma base, so it's a negative.
take an inspiration too because I
will-
love
yeah,
this lie.
Absolutely. Okay. And it's a D6 for inspiration, right?
I believe so at this point.
Okay.
Yes.
I just know you leveled up. I wasn't sure. I don't know. I've never played a bard, so I don't know where that actually bumps
Let me
up
double
at.
check. I know it's not a D10.
Okay. That does still leave a die.
It doesn't say. Yeah, let's just say a D6.
Yeah, I would say, unless it says, yeah, we're assuming. Okay, so that is.
Oh, sorry, it's a D8.
Okay. I rolled the same. It's a 4 either way, so look at that. That's just 15 altogether. Thank you for the inspiration.
15. Okay. He kind of gives you a bit of a look for a little bit, but he's just like, yeah, the villa, as she was calling it, is towards the front end of town, nearer to the wall. We had it fixed up in case there were any sort of important people coming by, any like political figures or anything like that. So if you go towards the main entry wall, kind of along the main street, you'll see a 2-story building. It looks a little nicer than the others around it. We put a flower pot up front. Can't get anything to grow in it, but we've been trying.
Cool. Well, thank you for that. How much is this bottle going to run me?
The whole bottle, we'll do for, you've been good and with the port and a good patron. We'll do about 8 silver.
What about 2 for 2 gold? And can I get
Sure.
like he's gonna kind of like thing, be like, do you have like the pony kegs as well? Could I get one of those of ale? I'm just trying to take stuff to go, if that's an option. If not, I get it.
Yeah, I definitely could get you
You
a
have it
small
then.
keg of ale.
Perfect. Do I need to toss in more for that, or?
Give me...
Yeah, sounds great. He's gonna put another gold down.
Okay, great.
Like Mr. Producer giving Kaneen that much more gold is gonna make him way more stupid with his money. He's already not smart with it.
This is not like leprechaun gold, right? We keep this?
It doesn't seem like it.
Great.
Oh, please don't. Please don't make Kaneen screw people over. Not that he doesn't do it, but he does it intentionally.
Well, not unless he's being paid for it, which is different.
Of course, yeah. I mean, Kaneen is a criminal at his core. He just, again, hoards gold and steals gold to live the lifestyle he wants, which is spending it frivolously.
Yeah. That's what the 1% does anyway.
He
It's
doesn't want the
fine.
big fancy mansion. He wants to live in the bunkhouse and throw gold at whatever he wants.
So Kaneen's a politician.
Ooh, no,
Oh.
because Kaneen doesn't want the nice things in life. Kaneen wants the nice things for other people, so he's like an anti-politician.
So is he really a criminal?
Oh no,
Is
he
it- is-
absolutely.
takes-
steals
Are
gold.
you
For the record.
Robin Hood?
I would say yes, but the moral sense really isn't there. It's about who he likes and dislikes. Still like a shitty Robin Hood.
Very selfish Robin Hood.
If the whole like belief is that what was it? Belief is trickery at the core. Like that is his philosophy as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you go ahead and you get your like pony keg of ale and your 2 bottles of port, and you all head down the main street in search of the villa that they have.
Sounds bougie.
You do find the building eventually, mostly marked by the fact that he said that there was a flower pot outside that isn't growing anything, and so you find the only one that has a flower pot outside because no one else tries. That isn't growing anything. It's got like a sad stick of where they tried to grow something in it, and it just died, and they just haven't removed it. The building itself looks to be in much better repair than the others, and it looks like they've kind of pooled resources into it, where it seems to be made of like a sturdier stone than the wood buildings in the area.
More demon proof.
More demon proof than the other ones, basically. And it looks a little bit more pleasant, like they purposefully tried to make it be well constructed and look nice from the outside. But you go up to the door, right as you guys go to knock on it, we're gonna stop here because we're at time. And we will pick up here next time. Reminder that Sunday I will be playing Strange Horticulture yet again, and you'll have more time to dump in drunk tokens into our community challenge and make us eat terrible Jello shots on the 18th. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry
Christmas. But yeah, we will see you on Sunday. Thanks for hanging out with us. And as always, stay classy.
Bye.
Bye.